Okay, welcome everybody back to our latest session of Dragon of Icespire Peak. So as usual, we'll go through a quick recap of what we did last session, and then we will jump right into the action of our session. So last session, you guys spent most of your time dealing in the Woodland Mansion. So you guys will likely recall the previous session, you had spoke with Falcon, made your way through the woods, had some interesting encounters along the way, found your way to this Woodland Mansion, and didn't really know what was going on with this place. The basic explanation here was Falcon was curious and thought that there was something strange here. He mentioned that the recent time he had been nearby, the hairs on the back of his neck sort of stood up, felt that this was very strange. So he had asked that if you guys had time, not that it was necessarily a priority, but if you had time to check this place out, figure out what was going on, and get back to him, let him know, he would certainly appreciate it. So you guys had made your way here, and when we picked up last session, you guys had already started interacting with the mansion a bit and found yourself in the middle of a battle. So the creatures that you were battling were these twigs, these different types of small plant blights, and you guys had your group split up between the upper level of the mansion and the lower level, with some of you guys having climbed through this hole in the roof using a rope that was dropped down for you and trying to avoid the worst of these terrors. You guys, though, however, had Reggie still down below as he was waiting for the rest of the group to get up before he presumably would ascend himself. Unfortunately, due to the fact that there were two different entryways into this room, and the room didn't really have a good way of barricading the doors or anything like that, the opponents started coming in through the other door, and unfortunately were able to pretty much cluster around Reggie and start taking the fight to him. So you guys used a mix of tactics here, being on top of the second floor and firing down different spells, with Reggie trying to turtle, no pun intended, as the turtle took the brunt of the forces there, and tried to do the best he could, dodging and avoiding being struck. Eventually, as this battle went on for a while, some of you guys decided that it seemed as though the battle was actually going more in your favor than you originally had expected. So between breaking out some windows, firing down, firing through the hole, eventually some of you guys decided to actually drop down below and take the fight directly to these opponents. As you guys did so, relieving Reggie from some of the many attacks that were coming his way, you noticed that in addition to these twig blights, there were actually these other things referred to as vine blights, and they could strike out a little bit further range, and when they hit, they could actually grapple the person and restrain them. This occurred to Talhoun, who unfortunately had come down and pretty quickly found himself restrained, and then he got dogpiled by several of the different opponents. In addition to the blights, there was also this orc who was casting various spells against your team, and he was mostly staying out of line of sight and trying to just hit you guys from a bit of a range, pop in, fire off a spell, pop back kind of thing. But eventually, seeing that Reggie, for some reason, was not able to be taken down by his twig blights and vine blights, decided to get a bit more up close and personal and jumped in to the battle itself, striking out at you guys, doing what he could to take Reggie down. Eventually, we had Talhoun grappled, restrained, hit multiple times, dropped to the ground, healed once so that he wouldn't actually out and out die, but was struck unconscious once again. And then this orc, noticing that Reggie had previously healed Talhoun on the ground, looked directly towards him and in broken common said, "Heal this," before stabbing his gauntleted, his clawed gauntlet down into the face of Talhoun, dealing a fatal blow. Unfortunately, Talhoun did indeed get slain there in the battle, and the group tried to clean up some of everything else that was going on here, these twig blights, and tried to track down this orc, but it looked as though he was getting away. You guys put two and two together, having some of the other encounters that you've had recently, particularly the boar that you spotted when you were back in the logging camp, and you got the distinct impression that this orc had the ability to shape change into that of a boar. And he did just that, taking off through the doorway and exiting out of the manse itself. You guys debated about whether to chase him down or not, but remembering that there were several boars outside in the pumpkin patches just outside the manse, weren't quite sure if that was a smart idea or not. You guys eventually decided, after a brief conversation amongst yourselves, that you couldn't stay here because obviously that orc had survived and he was probably rallying other forces to come back into the manse. So you guys decided to try to get out of here and push away from the manse and escape. As you exited the manse, started making your way, more of these, or pretty much all the boars that you could see, charged to attack you. Some of them do seem to be normal boars, but a couple of them actually turned into orcs, confirming your suspicion that these orcs have this ability to turn into boars. In addition, there were some more of these blight creatures. These ones made more of like dried thistle, looking more like needles, as they exited from the forest and took the fight to you guys. You guys had to leave Talhoon's body behind, Bryn leaving him there on the porch, knowing that the extra weight would really slow her down. The group then fled into the forest, doing everything they could to lose these opponents behind them. It was a chase scene through the thick of the woods as you guys did the best you could to stick together. It was challenging though, as this terrain is very difficult to maneuver. You know, the elevation constantly changes, a lot of trees, vines, just a brush of all manner of sorts that you can imagine. Eventually, however, though, your group did manage to get away from the manse, but found themselves very much turned around. Weren't sure where they were at exactly, and weren't sure what to do next. The group decided to make their way back to Falcon's Lodge to fill him in on what had occurred here, and did the best they could navigating back to Falcon's Lodge. But unfortunately, they got turned around and found themselves coming back to the manse, in fact, having gotten very turned around and not going the right direction whatsoever. And total, you guys spent about a full day lost in the woods, traveling in different directions, realizing finally that you had been in the wrong direction, trying to get some rest in overnight, again roughing it in the wilderness, difficult to really recuperate much there as far as mental faculties. However, you guys had this, also in addition to that, I should say, you had this strange encounter for Finn in particular. During his watch, one of the nights as you guys were out in the woods, this area that looked completely fine once everybody else had gone to sleep, the moonlight cascading down upon it, made it appear as though this whole area was dead. It seemed as though the trees were all dead and rotted out, and there was piles of bones on the ground here, many different animal carcasses and bones of all different sorts on the ground, and giving it this very strange feeling. Eventually he woke up Bryn, engaged in her in a conversation. They kind of went to the outskirts of this area trying to figure out the perimeter of this effect. As they were making their way, Finn looked back to mention something specific to Bryn about let's head back to the group and make sure we don't get lost, and noticed that Bryn was no longer there either. When he finally tried to make his way back, eventually he woke up having had a terrible nightmare, and Bryn was able to hear this during her watch as he was not doing so well in his tent and making quite a bit of noise due to all this activity. So the group then, in the next morning, woke up, gathered as much stuff as they could, and continued trying to find their way back to Falcons, this time with the aid of Reggie summoning a bird companion that had a better area of view of things and was able to direct the group quite more clearly. And as you guys started making your way back, again, spending a good amount of time traveling through this thick Neverwinter wood here, eventually finding yourselves having to rest again for the night as you had traveled quite a bit of time. And this time you could see, while there was still sunlight out, that there was smoke rising from a distance, and as the night began to fall, you could certainly make out the signs of a large fire off in the distance, seemingly coming from the direction of Falcon's hunting lodge. Knowing that this probably didn't spell anything good for the group, you guys then decided to change course of direction and make your way out of the Neverwinter Wood with the goal of heading back to Phandalin, hoping that if Falcon's Lodge was under attack, that he, being an experienced hunter, would be able to fend off the attack itself, and you'd make your way back to Phandalin, try to warn them, as that would be the next area potentially that a danger could strike out at. So that is a quick recap. I'm sure I missed some there. I was jumping a little bit over the place. Would anybody like to add anything I missed there?
We kind of glossed over it, but I just want to point out during the fight that in addition to dodging like 15 attacks in a row, Reggie also face tanked a lightning bolt like it was nothing at level 3. I am very impressed with that.
That is indeed true, yes. The orc, in fact, let out a lightning bolt, striking into Reggie, which wounded him a bit, but luckily, thanks to some of the other impacts here, maybe some of that cooked food with some of the temporary HP and all of that, was able to avoid the worst effects of that. Go ahead and take inspiration for that, Cat. All right. Anything else anybody would like to add? Okay, hearing nothing, then we will go ahead and award inspiration over to Reggie for another entry into Reggie's research journal, and we will pick up where we left off. So the group is currently making their way through the Neverwinter Wood with the goal of heading back to Phandalin.
All right, time of day and stuff to kind of get us in the right mindset.
Yes, it is early now, as you guys have slept through the night after noticing this terrible fire, woke up in the morning. You guys are a little bit, again, not fully recovered based on all this activity that has happened recently. But yeah, I would say somewhat early in the morning. You can probably guess it's somewhere about 9 a.m. kind of thing.
Hey, so if we just head south, there's a road there, right? Don't you remember? Who's got the map? I'm gonna be frustrated a little bit.
The group looks at you silently.
I could lead us out of the woods with my raven. I mean, are we absolutely sure we want to leave Falcon, though? I mean, that's a place for us to rest and catch our breath in these woods.
Oh yeah, I can go save Falcon with my lid to my pot strapped to my left arm as I throw rocks at it.
I'm glad the people were thinking about Falcon, but I remember him saying that if orcs were attacked this region and his place, he would be okay because he's got traps set up and stuff. So maybe that fire isn't really the building. Maybe it's his traps. I think we go to Phandalin.
Yes, he sent us on that goat rope that killed Talhoun.
Well, he didn't really send us. He kind of told us that it was creepy.
Well, I blame him.
We decided to go on our own accord. But look, you're right. I mean, he said he could defend his own home, so I guess we make our way back. But it's about a 4 or 5 day journey back to Phandalin.
Great. Sooner we leave, the better. Let's get to the road and take the main road.
The main road?
Yeah, to the south. The little red dotted line on the map that none of us have.
Those of you familiar with this area would know that is the Tribor Trail.
And if you played Lost Mines of Phandelver 14 times, you would know that's the name of that road.
All right, I guess I'll lead us out of the woods.
Falcon will be fine. We'll see him again. I know it.
All right, so you use one of your uses of Wild Shape here to summon up your bird and send it up into the sky with the intent of trying to navigate your way south and find yourself out of the forest, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, go ahead and throw me a blind survival check here as you do the best you can trying to navigate out into the clearing. Okay, yeah, so you're able to start making some fairly good progress as you're making your way south out of the forest, doing what you can to try to make sure that you don't get lost once again. You're making some pretty good progress, and with your familiar, remind me, that lasts for 1 hour, is that right?
Yeah, for now. It goes up with me, it's like half my druid level, so as I level, it can last longer.
Gotcha,
Similar
okay.
to Wild Shape.
Okay, so moving through this thick forest hex, of course, is going to take you a bit of time, but you start making your way, presumably south, and after about an hour or so, you would feel that connection with the summoned bird would fade. You, again, feel like you're making your way closer, but you're still in the forest. Are you continuing on the same direction that you've gone, or doing anything else to aid you in this effort?
A lot of praying going on right now. I'm thinking a lot of praying.
I can do it again, but that would be it for the day.
We just gotta go south. Can we just figure out where south is? Do we need to take that feat that no one takes, that we always know the directions? Just go
Actually,
south.
Well, there's a background on that too. If somebody has the, I can't remember what background it is, but survivalist, can't get lost.
Oh man, look at Adam teeing up.
He's on it. I mean, I can climb a tree if you want. And maybe get a better vantage point. See if we are actually going in the right direction. We should be getting fairly close to the edge of the woods, so it might be possible to see at least things thinning out.
Is the smoke still billowing? That would give us a direction, at least context. We know Fandalen's south of Falcon's Lodge, right? I mean, we should see the smoke still, right, Adam?
As you look backwards, realizing that you have traveled for about an hour or more moving through the woods before the bird disappeared, you've probably made it, good mile and a half, maybe a little bit more away from where you were before. Looking back through the woods, you look up in the sky, and yes, you can see smoke, but it's, again, only when you're kind of looking up do you see it and get, little vantage points that are a little bit more clear of the woods.
We'll climb the tree. Let's go. You guys are in a hurry to get out of these woods. Let's go.
I climb a tree to see if I can get a better vantage point
Sure,
where
go
we're
ahead
going.
and throw me a blind athletics check here as you climb, first look around for a decent tree, climb to the top of it, and see what you can do about getting yourself into a good spot for scouting. Yeah, you find a decently sized tree. This is not too challenging as you start making your way up here, hopping to different areas, maybe swinging as you're holding on to parts of the trunk and branches, that sort of thing. Eventually you make your way up a good distance, say 20 feet up in the air. As you're looking in the direction that you believe to be south, you can spot something kind of odd here, Kat. Through the woods, you notice some type of a stone structure of some kind, but it's hard to make out much. It seems large, but as you're looking in this direction, again, you only have so much room to really look. As you try to angle yourself differently on the branches, it looks to be a fairly large-sized stone structure.
Does it look manse-shaped?
You don't think so, no.
Okay. And this is in the direction... This is in the southward direction that I believe.
Yes.
Okay. Can I get a better idea of where the smoke is coming from while I'm up here?
It seems to be coming from what you presume to be your northwest.
Okay. So that tells me that we are heading in the right direction. So I'll come down the tree and I'll just say, it looks like there's something up ahead and a structure we haven't seen before, some kind of stone building. Do we want to investigate or do we want to walk around?
Is it south?
I don't know. How many rocks do you
Presumably.
have, Finn? Got a bunch of rocks. Finn.
What? What?
Couch.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have rocks. I have rocks. I'm sorry, my hand's shaking a little bit still from loss of its friend.
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, some of you look a little haggard still. How are you on spells, Kurtu? You still got a little juice.
I can always cast fire. Fire's good.
So, yep, he's got a little juice. I don't know, we're one member down.
Guys, it's a rock building or something like that. It's not like a demon or something. Come on, let's go.
Why don't we get a little closer and then make a decision when we can see more of what it is? They couldn't really make it out that well from all the way in these thick woods.
I think that is wise.
Lead the way then.
All right, your group continues making your way south, Cat, after you climb down carefully from this scouting tree. Continue pushing through the woods here, another 200, 300, 400 feet, something along those lines. Eventually you come to the edge of this area that I won't call it quite a clearing because it's still wooded here, but you're sort of on the outskirts. Think of it a little bit higher elevation. It kind of dips down a little bit, And when it dips down, you can see in the center there is this large stone circle. The stone circle itself is very strange. It's very uniform. I would say altogether, from where you're standing, you're a little bit elevated. You can see the top of it. It looks like maybe it's around 10 feet high. As you look towards it from your current angle, you can't see past it, or through it, I should say. You can see around it, of course, but you don't know necessarily what's inside of it. It's circular in shape, and probably the most peculiar part of it is that there is this sort of green filigree or green runic type writing seemingly embossed in the top of this structure.
My first instinct is that this is not something we want to fuck with while we're a little low on resources here.
Does it
Anyone else
look...
have thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to know if it looks like magic, from Arcana kind of magic, or does it look like a religious symbol? What does it look like?
I am not the right person to ask about this.
That was me asking the DM. Yeah,
So Kurtu, it sounds like you're trying to get an angle of vision that you can try to make more out about this green stuff and see what you can gauge about it. So go ahead and give me a blind check, and I will let you know what you're able to determine.
All right, one moment. Let me. Where are they? Are they down in the
Southwest, southwest corner, yep.
Okay.
As you look at this Kurtu, I would say you get the impression that this, there clearly is some kind of arcane element associated with this structure. You don't recognize anything that you would anticipate to be of a religious nature, but based on some of the runes that you can see written into the top of this, it is, again, it's certainly arcane in nature.
Sorry, did we see how big this structure is?
From where you're currently standing, I would say what you can make out about it is, like I said, it's about 10 feet from the ground, but as far as its width, from your current area, maybe 50 feet across, something like that.
This is really more the wheelhouse of our spellcasters by the look of it. Do either of you have any idea what this might be?
I mean, circles are prominent for spellcasting. Stones don't usually form in circular shapes. I'm not quite sure.
I don't see any dragon emblems, and I don't recognize the rest of it, so I can't tell you. I don't know, but it's definitely magic of some sort, I think, yeah.
And I'd have to agree with Kurtu. My first thought is perhaps maybe a warding circle or an enchanter's circle. Maybe people gather here for rituals.
So to give you guys a little bit of a better visual, I'm going to scoot you guys over to a different map so you can get a rough idea of what it is that you're seeing. I'm going to ask that if you plan to move, keep in mind that if you're moving backwards or just adjusting your token to get closer to the rest of the party, that's fine. If you're getting closer to the circle or in any other real direction, something might happen.
Wow, it's huge. Yeah, I'm gonna step back.
I can't see much behind this tree. I say we just avoid it, walk around it, get out of these woods. We can come back later and investigate. We know it's here.
I'm sure the people in Phandalin know what this is. We can ask them.
We should mark it on our map.
Why do you keep saying that word? Did we actually have a map?
I don't have one in my inventory.
I think Calhoun had it.
Well,
So
I think
then
we know
we-
where it is then.
It's in a pile of
We're
board.
going back to the manse, boys.
If it's a magic map, it would have survived.
I'd skirt around it, one side or the other. Keep an eye out for any movement in the vicinity.
Yeah.
Try to stay quiet. Not poke the boar. Did you get that? I made a joke. Like poke the bear.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Thanks.
Important to keep our spirits up, I suppose.
Lead the way, Cat. You're the best at being sneaky.
Okay. So we said this is down a hill, right? This
Yes.
is like we're
So
up
if
top
you-
and
Yep, but it's not a massive drop there. You know, maybe it's like 2 to 3 feet difference in elevation where you see that kind of like cliff edge.
sure.
Uh,
I'll start heading.
oh,
I'm moving my token if that's okay.
You can,
I
yes.
just saw somebody moving on the far end of the circle, right there. You see him?
I do. Well, I see part of it. I see part of a token.
There was another one that walked around the edge.
It's Talhoun. Is it Talhoun? Did he come back? Is it him?
No, it doesn't look like him. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Uh,
Do they look? I can kind of see part of the token. They look humanoid, right? I can make that out from here.
From what you can see,
At least
looking
this
down
one does.
Yes, I would say humanoid. Certainly, you can make that out from this distance.
Could be bandits. Could be something else. You want to try saying hello? There's only two of them.
Talhoun, it's me. It's Finn. Talhoun, it's
Perhaps
Finn.
not a. Okay. Well, I guess there goes our stealth mission.
Is it you? We're okay. Are you okay?
As this
Did I knock
voice
him out?
calls out into the area, yeah, Brim, is there something you wanted to say real quickly?
Should I knock Finn out? Should I knock him unconscious?
I think it's a little late for that, unfortunately.
Yeah, so
What happens, happens.
So, Bryn, as you're voicing that question and wondering this, you guys would all notice now this green area on top of the stone circle. You can see that this runic writing seems to actually glow momentarily. Those of you that are familiar with the arcane, the impression you get almost is like energy, perhaps, being pulled from these runes more towards the center of this circle. As you're trying, Bryn, to question your party members about knocking Finn out to quiet him up a bit, I will ask everybody to go ahead and throw perception checks, and you can make these publicly.
Where did my character sheet go?
I'm looking for mine too.
Okay, so Reggie, from where you're standing, yes, you can hear this sound of movement, perhaps. It's kind of a strange sound. It almost sounds like an echo, perhaps, as you're hearing like footsteps echoing from the southwest, close to this area where your companions said they spotted someone. And this is obviously very strange because you would not expect to hear footsteps from this far away. Mysterious stranger, you're heading this way, kind of looking, and I would say, based on the difference in elevation, you probably can notice this group of individuals to your north, kind of all grouped together. The rest of you guys, as you're kind of looking that way, and Mysterious Stranger is looking to the north, you all would suddenly hear the sound. It almost sounds like maybe glass breaking, perhaps. This seems to be coming from the center of the circle, and where there before was this kind of silence, from the circle at least, and this sort of amplified sound just outside of the circle, it's almost as though all of the sound suddenly is reverberating in this area. And you can hear the sound of orcish voices suddenly coming from inside of this circle. Mysterious Stranger, I know you speak orcish, so I will tell you what it is that you hear separately. Is there anything anybody would like to do immediately?
Try to. Well, I guess it would have to be on my turn, but I'm gonna, as soon as I can, I'm gonna try to duck behind put a tree between me and the structure. Try to take cover.
Okay, try to take cover for Cat. Anybody else?
Yeah, I guess I would too. Wow, that's a big event from the circle. I would try to hide if I could.
Yeah, I'm going to take a very casual, quickly hide. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I heard some attempts to hide here. So those of you that are attempting to hide, go ahead and throw me a blind check for your stealth.
So,
Yeah,
question.
mysterious stranger, go ahead.
I was trying to hide, but not from the orcs. Do I need to throw one?
You were trying to hide from the people that you spotted to the north?
Yes.
I would say probably before you realized they were theirs when they spotted you, because unfortunately we can't retro that at this point, because they definitely spotted you. But yes, we can assume that you're trying to, kind of make your body flat against this stone circle to avoid too much of being detected. But as several of you begin trying to hide, and then you hear this sudden, like I said, breaking of glass perhaps, and you can hear those of you to the north, obviously you guys don't speak Orcish, you can just hear the sound of Orcish voices, several of them, combined in the center of this circle. Mysterious stranger, you do speak Orcish. I went ahead and presented to you what it is that you hear. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put us into initiative order, because it's going to be turn-based at this point. And then we'll go ahead and put on some, we'll call it turn-based music. Okay, so as all this is occurring, Mysterious Stranger, you are the first to react. What would you like to do?
Okay, so I heard that coming from the center of this pillar here, right?
So think of it sort of like this. You're walking alongside this stone area. You're trying to move quietly and sort of sneak up, right? And try not to make too much noise. And everything is pretty much quiet. There's not much that's really occurring as you're making your way around. Suddenly you hear the sound almost as though all the sounds in the area perhaps had been suppressed. You hear the sound of glass breaking, and suddenly you could hear a lot of voices, a lot of commotion coming just to the east of you. And you can hear, obviously, being that you're standing right next to this stone structure, it becomes pretty obvious that it's coming from inside of the stone structure.
Okay. Cool. So bonus action, have Bando fly 30 feet in the air. Just directly upward.
Okay, yeah, so I believe he acts on your turn, so when you ask him to do that, he will fly up into the air.
Great. I am then going to back up 10 feet and ready in action to shoot an orc. The first orc I see is getting shot at.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so from inside of the circle, those of you that are to the north, you can hear this sort of commotion, this sound coming from inside. You're going to spot as a orcish head essentially just pops up over this area of the stone circle. Mysterious Stranger, you cannot actually see this based on your current elevation, but those of you to the north can. So you see this orcish head suddenly pops up. It looks kind of strange. I would say you get this impression that perhaps the orc is standing on something inside of the circle, because otherwise you're not sure how he would be this tall, of course. And you notice the head sweeps pretty carefully as it's like looking around. Based on your previous stealth checks, as those of you tried to do what you could to duck behind things to hide, seeing if you could avoid detection here, Finn, you notice with a bit of horror as the orc scanning kind of looks right past you and then turns back and looks at you and points a finger, and you see gripping now a javelin kind of breaches the top of the stone circle, and you hear a loud shout in Orcish that you're pretty sure is some type of a call to arms.
Oh, it's getting worse.
All right, and then we have some more movement here, and you'll notice now this orc climbs over the circle here, pulling himself up, gets to the top of this, jumps down, landing on the ground here, and then very aggressively, you might say, rushes forward right up to Reggie. Reggie, as this orc rushes up towards you, please give me a defensive roll. All right, perhaps still thinking of all these great thoughts of all your amazing defense back in the manse, you easily evade this strike.
Hey, Adam, would that trigger my ready to action?
Did you see him at any point in time?
I am looking right at him.
Yes, go ahead and make your attack.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so as you fire this arrow off, it does indeed connect. Oh, 0 arrows left. Man, you're going to be a terrible archer. Let's see.
I have 20.
Go ahead and post damage. I'll double check and see why it's saying that.
It's as good as his lance. Yeah.
All right,
as
so as the orc is rushing up here to strike out at Reggie, you evade this, and then you notice at roughly the same time, you suddenly see this arrow sprouts right into the orc's chest as blood begins to flower on the other side, and the orc collapses.
Where'd that come from?
Seems like we have a friendly.
On top the circle, however, you spot another orc who very similarly hops down and rushes forth, striking out at you, Reggie. Another defensive roll, please.
I'd wish he shoot his arrows before he swung at me.
All right, you notice as this great axe chops down, once again, you manage to evade this to the best of your ability and are not struck. Reggie, it is your turn.
Seeing the orc like rage yell at me, I'm gonna rage yell back at him. And as I do, you guys see the quarterstaff in my hand kind of grow in size, and it looks like a massive like tree branch, and he's gonna just bring it down on the orc's head.
Oof, but unfortunately not up to pace here. Go ahead and throw yourself a fumble roll.
My branch got caught in the other branches. Would it be spell or melee?
This would just be melee. You are quite embarrassed as you've got really good defense, but your attack just seems really subpar.
I'm just gonna kind of hold my ground there.
All right, Miza looks a bit uncomfortable as she kind of scampers over to this side. She'll throw out some quick pouch dust. And then once she does so, you'll see she continues making her way to the west. Yeah, the pouch dust does not seem to have any effect on the orc. Finn's turn.
These are guys who killed Calhoun, 5'10". I'm going to take my Zippo out and blow on it, and I'm going to hit it with a firebolt, hopefully. Find it.
You send this Zippo fire over its head. It does not connect.
20 and my turn.
All right, once again, rushing, climbing up. You see another one of these orcs that rushes forward very aggressively. Reggie, you notice this time as he does not strike at you, but instead strikes at Kurtu. Kurtu, defensive roll, please.
Was I successful in my stealth roll before that?
Not where you're currently standing, so as you're trying to evade being noticed, essentially this was kind of more or less a group stealth, so you are where you are, so as he starts coming that way, you won't be invisible to him.
Okay, sounds fair. Whoops, sorry.
Is that not correct?
No, I wasn't sure. Oh, that's right, I didn't.
Are you saying whoops, sorry, because you were hoping
no,
I got
was
to hit you?
Or? Yeah, score. No, I was. For some reason, I was thinking it had to be to you.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah,
so
good.
Yes, as the great axe comes swinging down, maybe also taking a page out of Reggie's book here, you step out of the way and are not struck. All right, you spot another one of these orcs climbs atop this circle. You can see he has a javelin in hand, and looking out towards the rest of the group here, he's going to take a throw at Reggie. Reggie, another defensive roll, please. Okay, this time Reggie, perhaps not prepared for the ranged attack. You see this javelin flies right towards you, connecting for 7 points of piercing damage. Okay, Mysterious Stranger, you hear the strangest sound from the middle here. It's almost like this squelchy, wet sound as you hear movement occurring. Group, you notice a very strange looking orc suddenly comes around this bend of the tree. As you take a better look at this orc in horror, you can see many of these large green pustules growing off of the orc's body. It does not wear any armor like you would expect to see from some of these other orcs that you have encountered, but instead has a bare chest. You can see some of these growths on it almost seem to be moving as it moves, as it's like pulsating. It will indeed rush up, get right next to you, Bryn. And once it gets here, Bryn, I'm going to need a defensive roll from you as it lashes out with its hand. Unfortunately, maybe more or less put off by how terribly ugly and horrible this is, you're not prepared for this strike as these claws connect, dealing 6 slashing and 1 point of necrotic damage to you, Bryn.
Did my spores hit him, Adam? As he moved past me, I would launch him at him.
Let's see, spores, necrotic damage. I missed that in chat. 1 second. Yes, those will indeed hit him, and he will be wounded by that.
Just trying to time it for the sprint across.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, let's see. You'll hear some more movement as another one of these orcs ascends to the top, and he is actually going to hop down and rush across, getting up to here. And Reggie, he will attempt to strike you with his great axe. Yeah, once again, you manage to get your shell right in the right spot where it just kind of blanks off of it. Okay, next up is Cat.
Okay, Cat. Going to move. I assume I'm not hidden anymore, right? We did a group stealth and they all are very aware of all of us?
Well, yeah, so unless you have some kind of special ability that allows you to hide in plain sight, once they're anywhere close to like looking at you here, they're gonna see you.
So then I will... Do I have any more shifting? Apparently it says I have 1, but I thought I used both. Oh well. I'll just move 5, 10, and I will take a shot at this guy right in front of Reggie here.
All right, you post up on top of this little hill and fire down on the orc below. Yes, that bolt will indeed puncture into the creature. Yes, as it does so, you catch it right in the throat, and you see it collapses to the ground.
And I will use 5, 10. I have 10 more movement after this, so I'd like to like duck behind the tree just off map here, and then use my bonus action, cunning action, to attempt to hide.
Okay, go ahead and throw me a blind check for your stealth, and we will trigger that next time. Okay.
I'm technically... Where do you want me to put my token? I'm technically off map, but I'm standing on Finn right now.
Move just west once, because I think right now you're right on top of Finn. Yeah, so we'll assume you're just slightly off map behind Finn.
Okay.
I need to remember, every time I trigger a battle, just throw you guys right in the middle of the map, because all this hanging right at the edges gets a little confusing.
Well, I'm glad you put us on the north side, though, because that means we're going the right direction.
That is true.
Unless
there you go. See, now you know for sure. All right, so let's see. Another one of these orcs is going to pop up, climb on top of the wall, hop down, and continue its path right up towards you, Reggie. And he is going to lash out with a great axe, connecting this time, Reggie, as he chops down for 13 points of slashing damage. Okay, Mysterious Stranger, as your bird is flying overhead, looking down, his falcon eyes peering out, you're going to notice as this golden spear flies through the air right towards the bird, and I will need a defensive roll from the bird. Hopefully that macro will still work, but that's an NPC, so we're going to find out.
Yeah, let's find out. Let's roll. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that looks like it worked properly. All right, just double checking here. Okay, yes, you will notice this golden spear lashes out, striking right into the falcon as it flies overhead, and it will suffer 18 points of radiant damage and is lit up with this golden energy. Bryn, your turn. All right, looks like Bryn rages. And who are you attacking, Bryn?
And as a reminder, that's you're using Talgun's +1 greatsword, right? Okay, Cap.
Yeah, it's got a +6 in there.
So I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Was that the one just east of you there, Bryn? Yeah. Okay. All right. So that attack on the unarmored orc will indeed connect. Go ahead and post damage. All right. You slash into him, wounding him as you cut into his body. And you can see this liquid kind of starts draining out of these pustules. All right. Last but certainly not least, Kurtu.
Alright, Adam, so I'm planning on casting my Scorcher spell. So what I want to do, just to cause some confusion, is to go off map and get above where Mr. Ugliness is, where Bryn just fought. But I want to stay like 10 feet away, if that makes sense. And so I want to get all three of these guys. So I'll take that opportunity attack from the guy next to me.
Yes, all right. So you step away from him. So go ahead and roll a defensive roll as you do, as he slashes out with his great axe. Yes, this will manage to hit into you for 10 points of slashing damage. You then step away, and now your goal is to move up map, and you're 10 feet away, and you're trying to shoot like a line of fire south.
Correct.
All right, go ahead and post your Scorcher spell. I don't remember that one exactly how it works, but go ahead and post it, and I'll just take a peek real quick. Line. Okay, yeah, that'll certainly work. So you blast a line of fire down that area. So go ahead and roll me 3 spell effect rolls, and we will see if this hits each of these 3. Okay, so the first one will not connect. The second one will. The third one, I'm assuming that will. Let me double check. This is Dex. Yes.
And I think they still take half damage on a success, so.
Yes, yep, okay. So the first one saves, the next 2 do not. So you'll see the first one gets burnt a bit. And then the other 2 get truly scorched as this fire line just rips into them.
And of course, I'm.
Take the fire!
Okay, anything else on your turn here, Kurtu?
No, so really what it is, I'm 10 feet. I didn't want to give this guy an opportunity attack if whatever happens. So just, as we play on the map kind
I'm
of
going to do my best to remember everybody's off-map spots.
I'm like in Maine right now, so,
All right, top of the round, we move to Mysterious Stranger.
All right, so how high up in the air, I guess, was the enemy who hit the falcon?
You didn't see an enemy. You just saw a golden spear fly up there and strike into it.
Okay. How high, I guess, is the wall?
10 feet high.
Okay. All right. So then I'm going to have Bando drop 20 feet. So should be about 10 feet off the ground.
So your goal, just to clarify, is to have Bando flying on the left side of the wall, potentially getting cover from anything in the middle.
Correct.
Okay, sure.
So what I'm going to do now, since that's, 20 feet of movement, I've got 40 feet more. Have Bando move right there. I am then going to rush up to here. That's 25. I have 10 more feet of movement. Gonna move right here. Can I see this guy?
You can, yes. He's standing on top of the stone circle.
Okay. Oh, too many numbers to remember. Bando just moved 15. 15 to get there. So use a total of 35. Alright. Wow. I know what I wanted to do, but this changes things. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna have Bando come over here to this guy and make an attack. Bonus action, make an attack on this guy.
All right, so you're spending your bonus action to make him attack. Okay, so as the falcon flashes down and slashes out with its claws, that does indeed connect.
Cool.
All right, slashing up the orc on the wall.
All right, still 10 feet in the air. I'm gonna move right there, and that's my turn. Well, no, that's it with Bando. I mean, no, that's not my turn. I am going to take a shot at him as well.
All right, you line up a shot. That certainly connects. Go ahead and post damage. And go ahead and roll yourself a piercing crit. And I don't think it's going to matter because your arrow blows his head up as he falls down, easily dead.
He's making a great first impression.
Yes, he is exploded. He's very nasty on top of the circle.
Major injury, lobotomy.
Missing
All right.
head.
You should roll on the major injury chart. It would take like 2 seconds.
Yeah, if you
maybe.
want to, sure. He's definitely dead. He's not injured. But if you want to know what
Where do
would
I-
have happened, feel free.
Where is it?
It should be a macro on the bottom called injury, and if you click that, it'll give you an option for minor, major, or insanity, and you'll just pick major injury.
That's awesome. Okay, cool. Major injury.
Yes, so it would have hurt his arm very bad, but instead it just killed him.
All right.
Using his arm for anything now.
Right.
still have-
I promise you he won't be using his arm.
You want to put a little dot on him so we remember?
And that's my turn.
All right, so mysterious stranger, you're going to notice as another one of these creatures climbs up on top of the wall, spotting you. He is going to hop down, get right next to you, and chop out with his great axe. I will need a defensive roll from you. All right, as the great axe comes slashing down, you dance around and it just hits into the earth. All right, this one here is going to sneak around to here, putting Reggie in the flank as he slashes out with his great axe on Reggie. Defensive roll, please. Yes, once again, you manage to evade this as the great axe comes down and just kind of pops into your shell. All right, Reggie's turn. Looking a little bit hurt here, Reggie.
Yeah, I was about to say, okay. Woo! Action! You guys see Reggie, after he deflects that blow, he kind of looks at both of them and then he just like roars really loud, and you watch as that bluish energy like spawns from his shell and traces up his arms and his eyes. And yeah. That is action. And I'm just gonna hold steady.
Kurtu tries to act off turn, but it fails.
No, sorry, I meant to just look that on my screen. On my
Oh,
own
I
screen.
know. You know, I just got to mess with you anytime that happens. So.
That's right. That's right.
All right, let's see. So we move to Miza's turn, and let's see. Miza's actually out of spells. So yeah, she is going to just do some pouch dust on the one very close to her here. Unfortunately, that will not connect, and she will make her way around a little bit. She doesn't like being up close and personal. Okay, so we move to Finn again, who is where he actually is on the map. Go ahead, Finn.
All right, I'm going to move here. And I'm gonna hero this to attack this guy with my firebolt, please. So I'm gonna hit it.
I like that. Hero it. That's cool. Not I'm gonna spend a hero point, but hero it. I think that should be canon now. Yes, that will certainly connect. Go ahead and post that damage. All right, little bolt of fire does indeed strike into his thigh and wounds him.
That's 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh man, I messed up, Misa. I'm still upset about Talon.
All right, this guy is torched, so nothing happening there. Okay, so Reggie, you're going to notice this guy steps northwest of Bryn, which will leave your range of...
I'm sorry, Adam. I couldn't get my sheet up. It was blocked, and then I had it on a different page. I meant to hit this. Sorry.
Okay, hang on a sec. That will not affect him. He will then step to the northwest, which triggers an opportunity attack from you if you wish.
I just used my reaction to try to smack him with my spores.
Perfect, so you don't have that. Okay, once he's here, now again, for reference, Kurtu, you were 10 feet north of this guy, so now you are 5 feet northeast of this guy. Bryn, you are 5 feet south of this guy, and Reggie, you are 10 feet south of this guy. You're going to notice as he takes that clawed hand that he struck you with a moment ago, Bryn, and he just plunges it right into his chest as hard as he possibly can. You notice as this happens, his body ruptures and explodes. As it does so, cascading all of this nasty goo over all of you, I will need the 3 of you to make Constitution saving throws. Okay, Kurtu succeeds, Bryn succeeds. Alright, so all 3 of you succeed, and with that, you will suffer half this damage. So it's going to be 8 points of poison damage to the 3 of you, as this guy has exploded.
Exploded, and he killed himself, right?
He did, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was essentially, yeah, I won't even... Yes, he killed himself to try to hurt you guys.
Oh, sorry, we can't say that. We can't say
that.
I know,
I was
YouTube.
thinking of it, and I was like,
unalive himself.
I couldn't remember if that was culturally insensitive or not, so I'm going to skip that word. But yes, okay, this guy is now going to strike at Reggie on the flank. Reggie, defensive roll, please.
Okie dokie.
On the flank, this will just miss as this axe blade just kind of goes right past your shell, just barely missing. Okay, this guy, he is going to make his way up, and he is also going to slash out at you, Reggie.
No, inspiration. Whew.
Okay, you burn your inspiration to re-roll that defensive roll. Go ahead. Yes, you do manage to evade this strike as the blade hits into your shell as we move to Cat.
Alright, am I... Well, I guess I don't know if I'm hidden or not, right?
Correct.
So I will try to pop a little bit south, trying to use the tree as cover, and then if I have a... Oops, that's not the right tool. And then if I have a clear shot at this full health one right below Reggie, that is the one I will shoot at.
I won't say you'll have a clear shot unless you want to get closer to that ridge. You could certainly shoot the one east of him if you'd like.
You mean east or west?
East. So basically, think of it like this is a difference in elevation between this and this, right? So from back here, if you're trying to shoot this guy, it'd be too much of a down angle to have a fully clear shot. But this guy, more of like an angle, like a looping angle, I think you could get him.
Does he have a clear shot, no cover for me?
Correct. For this one here, but if you were making this one, I would give cover.
I will shoot the one that I have the best shot at.
Okay, sure, yeah. So that's the one to the right east. There.
Crossbow. I miss.
Well, he did not know you were there, so this attack is an advantage. So that will connect.
That's right.
And yes, this will be enough. So as you pop below this tree, shoot your bolt just angled just so. It hits him right in the neck, and he grabs onto it as blood squirts out, and he hits the ground.
Very nice. And then I will use whatever movement I have left to go back to where I was and use my cutting action to attempt to hide again.
Okay, go ahead and throw another stealth check blind, and we will take that effect next time. Remember to have your token selected when you try that.
Oh, whoops.
Okay.
How did that not... Oh, shit.
this guy's turn.
Do you need me to do it again?
Yes, please. Yep, so it didn't post any results to me. Thank you. All right, this guy is going to attempt to hit you, Reggie, with his axe. Another defensive roll, please. This time he manages to get through your defenses, through your super hard shell, through your spores, and whoop, that's not what I wanted to post, and deal 4 points of slashing damage.
So that drops my symbiotic entity out of temp HP.
Alright, now I gotta see the wording on this effect. I think it automatically kills birds, but let me just double check. Okay, so this, you're gonna notice some movement once again. And this mysterious stranger, from where you're standing, you will see an orc climbs to the top of the circle, but not a normal looking orc. This one looks a bit different. You can see he's got this long, maybe it's Maybelline haircut off of the back, and he's holding on to this like clawed hand. As he looks over in your direction and sees the bird all lit up with golden energy, you see this evilish looking grin suddenly pops to his face. As he pulls his empty hand back, suddenly it fills with a golden spear as he throws it right at the falcon. I will need a defensive roll from the falcon at disadvantage. The golden spear slams into the falcon for 12 points of radiant damage, slaying it instantly. From there, you will see he hops back down below the wall. We move to Bryn's turn. Natalie, if you're talking, we can't hear you. I thought Natalie had been a bit quiet recently.
Yeah. I think, is there someone off map to the north that we need to be reminded of?
No, he blew up.
Oh, okay.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, the one to my north was the one that,
we can't say it, but yes.
He blew
Yes.
up. Yes.
I'm gonna hit the one to my southeast.
Southeast, yes. This one's looking very badly injured. You strike out, easily connecting, and I don't think you can roll low enough damage to not kill him. So feel free to post damage, but yes, he is dead.
Yay.
All right, so as that one falls before you, we move to Kurtu's turn. And Kurtu is 5 feet north and 5 feet northeast right now of Bryn.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I moved just so I can see this guy's health token. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot. I won't risk it. I'm going to shoot 2 at this guy and 1 at him.
That sounds like a magic missile.
They're magic fireballs.
All right, go ahead and post that. So, okay, the 2 fly out. Yes, they do indeed kill the first guy. Second guy is wounded as he is struck by one of these magic fireballs.
And Adam, I'm going to stay where I am, which obviously is up north. So.
All right, we'll assume you're still the 10 feet off map. Okay, mysterious stranger, you suddenly find yourself face to face with this angry, snarling orc with slaver coming down his face.
Question: this right here, this like wall thing right here.
Yes, that is like a minor hill, so you would have to climb up it if you tried to traverse it. Not real difficult, but you're looking at like a medium difficulty athletics check to climb.
Okay, cool. So what I'll do is, this is gonna be dumb, but I'm gonna drop my bow, pull out my short swords. Yeah, short swords.
Okay, so as you drop your bow, I think you can only pull out 1 short sword unless you have the special feat that allows you to do the 2.
Yeah, you know, can I not do that?
Yeah, you don't have to do that now.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna disengage.
Okay, you action disengage.
Run up here. And that's my turn.
All right, you scoot up higher up. This guy, not wanting to be outrun, is going to chase right after you and gets here slashing out with that great axe. Defensive roll, please. Nice. This will count as a fumble
God.
for him. So go ahead and roll a melee fumble, and we'll see what happens to our orc friend here. He is quite embarrassed as he thought he had your elf ass for sure, but he whiffs. And we move to Reggie.
Okay, so I debated on what I wanted to do. And I decided I reached down into my little pouch on my side and pull out that little potion that we got from, gosh, her name, I can't remember it now. It starts with an A, the lady from the windmill, and I'm going to drink it.
All right, you take a drink of that, restoring some life.
Okay. Let's see, bonus action. I think I'll keep that as it is for now. So that's my turn. In turn.
Okay, we'll move to Miza, who is looking towards this elf a little bit curiously. You see she looks back towards you, Finn, and she says, "It's true what they say. Elves are always in the woods. Look, there he is. I think he might be on our side, though." And
He's a good guy.
Oh, okay. And you see she steps back and throws some pouch dust over to this guy. This time it will affect him as this dust settles on him, wounding him as it kind of pops and sparkles. And we move to Finn's turn.
All right, 5, 10. I'm moving there. I got a shot at this guy here. I'm going to send a firebolt his way. So I get my Zippo out and try to do it.
Yes, I would give him probably a little bit of cover there based on your angle, but that's good enough anyway, so certainly will connect. Yeah, go ahead and post your damage.
I keep hitting it. It seems... There we go. Another 3.
You hit another orc and another thigh, burning him for a little bit.
This Zippo seems broken. I'm going to go back here and end my turn.
All right, we move to this guy who is slain. So we move to Cat's turn.
Looks like they've got that handled on the right side, so I am going to try to sneak around. If I want to try to get a clear shot at this guy if I can. I think I might have to move like here or something to do it. Otherwise, the elf is going to be kind of in the way.
Yep, so your best bet is to draw a line and see if you go through like just right here, I would say you're good there. That little bush is not going to cause you any kind of cover, and that barely touches into the elf's token, so you would be fine right there.
Sure. So I will try to run out real quick and shoot at that guy next to the elf.
All right, so you leave your cover where you were hidden. As you pop out in this area, he's obviously going to see you, but you can still make your attack.
Oh my god, I lost it again.
Yes, that will connect as you pop down.
He sees this coming.
That actually will hit him right in the chest, and you'll see he'll grasp onto as he falls backwards, slain.
Hello, stranger friends, for right now. I'll call out the elf, and then I'll run back and try to hide again.
Yeah, he's with us.
Back off map.
Hi, friends.
You pop off map. Go ahead and throw me out. Yep, there we go. All right. Anything else in your turn, Cat? No, we move to this guy. Okay. You try to affect him. This time it works, and as he chokes on your spores, he falls dead. All right. This guy is going to climb up again. As he does so, he spots you over there, mysterious stranger. And you see once again he pulls his hand back as this golden spear suddenly exists there as he throws it towards you. Defensive roll, please. All right, you notice as the golden spear flies right at you, you do a little twisty turn and it smacks into the tree behind you. Does not connect. You see he hops back below the wall.
Can I say out of turn something?
You
words?
You can say things, sure.
Can we just get out of here? That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, we'll move to Bryn's turn.
No!
We're winning. I think.
Alright, so Bryn's gonna run. Down there. Well, she doesn't see anybody she can attack, so she's gonna start climbing the wall after this guy use her dash action.
Okay, so you dash action to start climbing. So let's say that was 35, 40. It'll take you 50 feet to climb up top the wall. All right, so as you're on top of the wall now, Brennan, just take a quick glance down. You notice this central collection of rocks. They're kind of designed strange, or set up strange, I should say. It almost looks resembling, probably to you, what you would assume to be some kind of an altar. As you pop up on the top here and look down, you can certainly spot this orc here who is seemingly moving away from you.
Alright. I don't think I have any attack bonus actions, so I will just mean mug him.
I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean stay on top of the wall?
Stay on top of the wall and just be like, "Roar!"
Oh, okay. You're giving them the business. All right, I got you. Okay, so we move to Kurtu.
I can't see anymore. They must be gone.
So, just remember you're off map range. Are you dashing?
Oh, yeah, sorry. No, I'm not. I forgot about that. Yeah, so how many is that?
I think you're going to have to move back to here, because I think this plus the 10 off would be 30.
Okay, that sounds good. So I'm going to just ready in action. If I see an orc, I will shoot him with firebolt.
Okay, you prepare a firebolt. Okay, we'll move to Mysterious Stranger.
All right. So going down this hill, would that like rough terrain, anything like that?
You could call it difficult terrain to make sure you don't slip and hurt yourself, but yeah, it's much easier going down than up, of course.
But mechanically?
Yep, mechanically it would just be one square of difficult terrain.
Okay. So then I'm gonna march around through here, lean down and kind of like look at Bando's body, and I'm gonna kind of just take a deep breath. You killed my Bando. And I'm gonna look back at the structure. Is there any entrance?
Not that you see.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to ready in action. Again, if I see that... it's not Bando, or Banjo. It's Bando. Anyway, if I see any kind of that same orc, I'm gonna shoot at him.
Okay, so you ready your bow to fire. Let's move to Reggie's turn.
All right, Reggie, as he's running, he whistles. So he's gonna run there. No, rest in peace, Birdie. 30. I don't see anything. I heard Bryn say he was running away, so I'm gonna run down this way. Actually, I'm just gonna wait where I'm at him, and I'm gonna take the dodge action.
Okay, you dodge there. Misa looks back towards you, Finn, and says, "Is that all of them, dear?"
There's one more inside, but I think we should run. Just take care of yourself.
And then it is your turn, Finn.
Okay, I'm gonna move here and ready in action for my Zippo. I have my Zippo out and I flipped it. I'm ready to blow a firebolt at it if I see the guy.
Okay. And we'll move to Cat's turn.
Alright, Cat, seeing that the tide is turning in our favor, will move onto map however much movement I need to do to do that.
10.
10, okay. So 15, 20, 25, 30. I see Bryn, but I do not see into the pit, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Can I call out, Bryn, which way is he going?
He's running south!
So I will cunning action, so this is my bonus action, to dash. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I think I'm kind of stuck in a tree right now.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
But I would obviously go around the tree and not just like face plant into it. So I don't know which space I need to be on to do that, but
I would say, yeah, to move around the tree, you're going to have to go here. So count that as your same movement.
okay. And then, yeah, I'll ready an action to shoot him if I see him.
Okay. All right, from inside Bryn, you're going to notice he steps down to here and then angrily looks back at you, reaches his hand back, charges up this divine spear as he throws it towards you, and I'll need a defensive roll. All right, as this golden spear flies right by your face, Bryn, just missing you, you're going to see then that he climbs the wall and hops down on the other side. Bryn, your turn.
How tall is the wall?
10 feet.
And how wide is it?
How wide? Oh, if you're wondering if you can run on top of it, yes.
Okay, I'll try to dash around the wall, staying on top of it as far as I can. Yeah. To keep eyes on him.
So you can probably get to about there if you're willing to dash with 60 feet.
I see you.
So you guys notice Bryn starts running in this like semicircle around the wall. It just gets to the other side. All right, we'll move to Kurtu's turn.
I'm missing all the action.
So I'm gonna dash.
Off map.
To the north.
I'm just trying to go around this thing.
Yeah, feel free to move your top movement,
Yeah.
see what you see.
Yep. So that's what I see. And I dash, so okay, I'm good.
All right, go ahead and end your turn. Move to the top of the next round with Mysterious Stranger.
Alright, so I move there. See this kobold. Start moving. Dash action this way. Ooh. Alright. Bonus action. Let me double check here. Okay, yep, bonus action, Hunter's Mark.
Okay, you cast a bonus action spell upon him.
That way, if he runs away, I have advantage to try to find him. That's my turn.
Okay, move to Reggie's turn.
I also want to mention that I am, if possible, looking around and trying to get like the pre-markings for tracking this particular person.
Passively, you're obviously, in the middle of a combat right now, so you're just passively seeing what's around you, but yep, understand what you're saying.
Okay, cool.
All right, Reggie's turn.
All right, I'm gonna wrap around this way using my dash as my action, and in my turn.
Okay, we'll move to Miza's turn. She doesn't look like she's really all that interested in charging after this guy, so she's just kind of waiting there for things to pan out. Finn.
That's smart. I think we should just leave. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Come on, guys, let's just go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30 to there. It's my dash, so my action dash, everything's done.
All right, Cat.
All right. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Is the wall going to be in my way if I try to shoot him from here?
Yes.
Okay. Then 30. I'm assuming the same is true because drawing the line. Yep.
Sure
Okay,
enough.
so, fuck. Okay. Then I will use my cunning action to go to dash again. So 5 more. 10, 15.
There you go, that'll work.
Sure. So, yeah, I take the shot without sneak attack because no one's next to him. I'm too lazy to uncheck it, but we'll just not count the damage if it hits.
No worries. I'm good at not giving extra damage on enemies, so no worries there. Okay,
24 hit.
Bolt certainly connects with him. Yeah, go ahead and post your damage.
5.
Strikes into his arm.
That's good.
Alright, he growls a bit in response here, but you notice he seems to have particularly a lot of animosity towards you, mysterious stranger. As you pop around this corner, you see he pulls his hand back, seeing the largest, biggest divine spear you've ever seen as it's overcharged, and he throws it right at you. Defensive roll, please.
Come on, no whammies.
It smacks into you solidly. Let's see. This is going to deal that plus that much more. So a total of 28 points of radiant damage as this huge divine spear just plunges right into you, hits you right solidly in the face. After doing so, you are lit up with this golden energy, and you see he, looking around quickly, kind of apprising himself of the situation, you see he kind of starts making a different path. Bryn, still on top, your turn.
Alright. Even though Brian's telling me to just let him run away, I'm gonna run after him.
Of course, Bryn's gonna do that.
Ooh, beastie. Alright, I'm gonna throw a javelin at him.
Oh, actually, and before I forget, Mysterious Stranger, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw, DC 14, because you just took 28 radiant damage on your concentration check for Hunter's Mark.
Why didn't it do it automatically?
Looks like it didn't add the icon to you, so okay, you succeed. Let's go ahead and get that icon on you for Hunter's Mark, so we'll auto-roll those. Alright, sorry about that, Bryn. So you come around the corner, your goal here is to grab a javelin and throw it. Alright, that will certainly connect. Go ahead and post your damage. And Rage, of course, would have dropped, and I don't think that applies to ranged attacks anyway, but yes, the javelin does indeed hit him. Okay, Kurtu's turn.
Alright, Adam, I technically can see him sight here, but I don't know if it makes a lot of sense with the tree. So
I don't think you can see him, so you tell me where you're aiming, and I'll tell you who you're actually hitting.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, that looks more like a turtle dude.
That would have been way too much fun if I'd have just been like, yeah, go ahead, make your attack.
Yeah. Alright, so I am going to hold my action, and if the baddie pops up or if the turtle takes revenge at me, I will take appropriate action.
Oh, so you're readying appropriate action? Is that what you're doing?
In case the turtle attacks me.
I assume this is a firebolt, right?
That was a joke, yeah. Yeah, I'll be, but if I do see the baddie, I'll throw a firebolt at him.
Alright, gotcha. Ready firebolt, okay.
Yep. Actually, Adam, what I'm doing, I'll if I can retro that, I'll just take a dash action instead.
Yeah, you can do that.
I won't take all 6, I'll just stop there.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, Mysterious Stranger managed to maintain concentration after that wallop of a Divine Spear. Your turn.
Yeah, if anybody looks at him, Kurtu and Bryn can probably see it. He seething with rage. Not a barbarian, so no mechanical help. He will run to here. It's 20 feet of movement. Let me double check something. Okay, attacking blah blah blah. Half cover, 3/4 cover. What kind of cover does he have with Oh, none. All right,
Yeah, I would
so
say
that
none.
doesn't even. Yeah, all right. I am going to take a shot.
All right, you line up a shot towards him, and yes, this will indeed connect as this fires out, striking into him. Go ahead and post your damage.
So I do that, and I also have Hunter's Mark.
All right, we'll add that on top.
A whopping 1.
All right, as your arrow catches him in the back shoulder, you see he turns towards you and he gives an actual guttural cry. You see his face turns red and his muscles start trembling with strength.
I am going to yell in Orcish. Stand down! I need to question you!
And response you hear, "You die!"
Alright. And I'm going to... I use 25, so I got 10 feet. I'm going to move right there. God dang it. Alright, that's... I'm going to die next turn, guys. That's my turn.
All right, Reggie's turn.
Okay, I am going to take... I think I have to go this path. But as I'm running, I'm going to drop my quarterstaff, and I'm going to try to grab him, bear hug him.
Meaning grapple?
Yep.
Okay, give me an athletics check against his DC.
Alrighty. It's not my strong suit, guys, but I'm going to try it.
No, you are not able to get a hand on him.
So I just wiggle my neck at him.
Miza's still just content with where she's at. Finn?
Is he running north now?
There's just confusion around you, Finn. You'll have to guess.
Okay. I will move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Again, 5, 10, 15, 20 to there.
Okay.
I see Fog of War has me somewhat, I guess, out of line of sight, so I'm gonna end my turn.
Okay, Cat.
Okay. Go away, turn order. I'm trying to click my token. Let me measure 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. If I use my cunning action dash, can I get up on top of this wall?
What's your speed?
30 feet.
It would take you 40 feet from where you're currently at to get to the top of the wall.
I use my cunning action dash. Can I get up there without a check?
Yeah. There's no check to get up. It's just the climb speed you need, or not like an actual climb speed, just a duck speed.
Yeah, gotcha. So I will do that. I will cunning action dash to get up on top of the wall. So that's go away, turn order. You're in the way. Can I go down this hill, or are we saying this is difficult terrain as well?
If you go straight down if you go, let me turn my thing so you can see it. If you go this way, it would be difficult terrain. If you go this way, it would not.
I guess it doesn't really make a difference then, does it? But if I...
Well,
okay, let's just do
probably
this.
The better thing is, where is it you're trying to get to, and that way we can get an idea of the distance.
Anywhere on top of the wall, I don't really care. So I've already committed to go, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45?
45 to the top, yep. All right, so once you're on top...
So I got 15 more.
Yep, 15 more from your dash.
So I can't see him from here. I'm going to assume he's behind this, somewhere over here.
Okay.
How tall is this rock cluster in the center here?
It's about 7 feet high at the middle.
And the wall is 10 feet high. So
Yes.
why can't I see over it?
See over what? Oh, you mean the rock cluster? Yeah, from where you're standing right now, technically you would be able to, but obviously I don't know based on where you guys are going to be with the dynamic lighting. I will say as you look over in this area, you do not see it.
Okay. Then I will go 15 more. And now the dynamic lighting has fucked me on beyond belief here. But basically I am looking in this direction I see nothing but black because I'm kind of...
Yeah.
I think the system thinks I'm on the side of the wall and I'm not on top of it.
Yeah, so I would say from what you see over there is a tree. So you're looking this way, you can see a tree kind of poking up over the wall. You can see there's the path over this way. You do not spot the individual you're looking for over here.
Then I will use my... Do I want to use my action? Yeah, I'm not going to be in position to shoot him either way, I don't think. So I will use my action to dash again.
Okay.
And continue along the wall. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then if I see him move into my... I guess I use my action. Never mind. I don't have a readyable action. So.
Yep, yeah, you moved, dashed, and cunning action dashed. So you moved a lot.
Yep.
All right, we start with this guy's turn. Very angrily, he is going to... You're going to use your reaction. That will work. He will suffer a little bit of damage from that.
Yeah, I mean, it's my other reaction is to hit him with my hand.
And then he will move past... He will move... so, Bryn, you're on top of the wall, so you won't get an opportunity attack as he passes by you. Kurtu, you can, if you wish to take one. What do you have in your hands right now, Kurtu?
I just have my little, I have a little tiny staff kind of thing with the bone of a dragon on it.
Is that like an actual staff, or is that a spell focus?
Spell focus.
So it sounds like no melee weapon, so unless you have Warcaster, I'm assuming you don't have an opportunity attack available to you.
Correct.
Okay, so as he rushes past you, what you're going to notice, Mysterious Stranger, is in this rage that he is in, as he is very badly hurt now, he lashes out at you insanely fast. I will need a defensive roll as this claw attack comes out at you. All right, as this claw lashes out towards you, you manage to evade it, and then comes the second claw.
The second one.
I'm feeling really inspired by his defenses this fight. Just pointing that out there.
I was going to ask if I could use hit die.
Not on defensive rolls, because it's only on your turn.
Man. Oh, man. This is going to hurt. Okay.
The second claw attack comes in, which you manage to evade as you spin, and a third claw attack comes in.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I spoke too soon. Ah, he's fine.
You
Look at that.
manage to evade this one as a fourth claw attack comes in.
Well, he gets a critical fumble there, right?
Nope, not on the third. Remember, only on the first strike can they fumble.
What?
Yeah, same for us on our side, yeah.
Oh.
It's only on the first
right,
strike.
so Mysterious Stranger, you managed to spin, evade, dive. You're moving every which way you possibly can, and all four of these claw slashes miss you. As we move to Bryn's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna... Can I jump off the wall?
Sure, yeah, it's only 10 feet high. Won't hurt you.
Alright. Boom. And... gonna try and murder.
All right, you hop down. I assume put a second hand under that greatsword. Chop down, which connects. Go ahead and post damage. As he's spinning around, slashing all these ways, and you notice the Mysterious Stranger evading every which way he can, your greatsword plunges right through his chest as he gives out one last guttural cry and collapses to the ground in death. All right, guys, we have made it through this battle, and everybody survived!
I'm going to take full credit for believing in Victor so hard it influences his rolls.
But that was pretty cool. 4 good rolls there.
I have no idea how that happened.
It'll never happen again.
It will never happen again.
All right, now that we are out of the thick of combat here, I'll go ahead and remove the center dynamic ring just so you guys can get an idea of what you're looking at here.
Bunch of rocks.
All right, so there's several dead orc bodies all around you. Some of you guys are still covered with this greenish goo when one of them actually exploded on you. But perhaps most interesting is the Mysterious Stranger.
I'm gonna look at him and throw this mushroom at him and say, "Don't dodge that one."
I guess in cool fashion, I'll just catch it, and I'm healed.
It just sticks to your hand like glue. Like wherever you catch it is stuck there.
I believe I've seen a couple of that in my time. I appreciate it.
Hey, who are you? And I'm poking your knee. Who are you?
I noticed gnomes. Or halflings. Gnomes, halflings. I haven't seen a few.
I'm a gnome. I can do anything.
Oh, you're a gnome. Okay. Well, lucky for you, I am familiar with gnomes. And what might be your name? And I kind of like kneel down.
Oh, I'm Finnegan Tiglow. You're tall. You're really good with that bow. And I'm pointing at the bow. Can I look at it? Can I touch it?
Feel free. Feel free.
Oh,
I made it myself.
Oh, wow. It's wonderful.
So you guys are, what do you call yourselves?
Hungry. We're always hungry.
Well, I think I've got the cure for that.
Who are your friends here? The ones that this guy here doesn't seem to like you very much. You danced though. You were dancing away though. I mean, you got away from his strikes, but he didn't like you.
I can't say that I dance. I don't really do anything in regards to that. He was merely an enemy of mine, an orc, and he kind of like spits on the ground when he says it. An orc. Puh! They were doing something in here. It was probably dark. I heard one of them say something about getting our vengeance, and he was right about something. I'm not entirely sure. So, who are you people?
Adventurers from Phandalin. We were attempting to make our way back, but we were kind of lost in the woods a bit for a while, and then we stumbled upon this place. Do you live around here? Do you know the lay of the land here?
Yes, I do. Well, at least a way to get out. As I've ventured these woods a couple of times. Not enough to have it all memorized. I've never seen the structure here before. And he kind of shrugs.
Do you know anything about these etchings around it, or have you seen anything like this before, or is this all new to you as it is new to us?
Yes, I can't say that I have. It is very new.
As you guys are talking and introducing yourselves and having this brief conversation with a mysterious stranger, you can see that the green color of these rooms is slowly fading.
That's always a good sign. As I'm like picking over this orc's body, undoing that little like belt of bones, seeing what he's got on him.
Yeah, I would like to investigate this area if you guys are not opposed to it.
Oh, yeah, well, here's your bow back. Wow, that's a lot of tension strength. You must be really strong.
I appreciate it. So, again, what do you all call yourselves? You have two gnomes, a kobold, and a turtle.
We are a bit of a traveling circus, I suppose, but...
I'm just called Kurtu. I don't, just Kurtu.
Kurtu.
My name is Finnegan Tiglow. It's pleased to meet you. I'm a tavern worker. I'm a chef. And I just lost my friend, and I'm still recovering from that. That's sorry that I yelled, but I feel bad. I thought I saw my friend in the woods, but it was just you.
I do apologize hearing about your friend. And you, Kurtu. If you weren't there to help aid in the fight, I would have killed you on sight. so I appreciate it.
I know why that guy doesn't like you. You don't make a very good first impression.
I actually thought he made a very good first impression with his
No,
bow.
he just said he would have killed me. I don't understand that. I just helped him.
To be fair, you are very scary looking.
Yes,
When we first met, I was very intimidated.
I
My name
understand.
is Cat Pharaoh, by the way. Tall stranger. I don't believe we've got your name yet.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Cat. My name is Aomer. Aomer Darkwood. I don't recall where I hail from. I just know I live in the woods. Not these woods. Actually, there was... I heard some rumors in Vandalin about some orcs in Butterskull Ranch. Have you heard of it?
We have.
Oh, I see.
Are these the self same ones, or were you tracking a different quarry?
I'm not entirely sure. I went to visit Butterskull Ranch to figure out what was happening, and there was nothing. Nobody. Only corpses. I did manage to find a lead, I suppose. Some corpses, or some tracks rather. A dozen or more. I only assume orcs moving through these very woods.
Yeah, they, well, we think... Clank, 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 clink, 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 clink. Yeah, here's another javelin. Clink. We think they're going over to Falcon's Lodge. And my name is Reggie.
Nice to meet you, Reggie. I was actually on my way there myself. I wanted to counsel with him.
I think it's on fire.
There's no way.
No. I mean, climb a tree. I'm pretty sure it's on fire.
It's probably burnt down by now. My name is Bryn. I do not like strangers.
Pleased to meet you,
You're
Bryn.
gonna, yeah, this one, yeah, especially this guy.
So, tell me about your friend. How did he die?
He was fatally pierced in the face.
Was it brave?
Yes.
No.
Nah, he was a little loser, to be honest.
I have it.
Sorry, Vic, I had to.
No, it's great.
You
It's
open that
hilarious.
up,
It's
we're
great.
gonna walk right through that one, you know?
I have it. I have it written in my journal. Detail of what happened. I can perhaps show you next time we grab a second to catch your breath.
Well, I will say that our meeting here could not have been by chance. Perhaps there's something higher at play here.
If you said you came from Butterskull Ranch, then, well, it answers one of the questions that we were proposing. We were told to see if we could help Big Al.
Big Al. I've never heard the name.
We went to Falcon to see if he would assist us, and he claimed that he wouldn't leave his manse. He had visitors coming soon, and he told us of a curious manse within these woods, other than his own, of ruin. That's where our friend died. We unfortunately had to leave his body behind.
Hey, you're an elf!
I know. I am an elf.
Huh.
Have you all been to Nomengar? Nomengar?
Yeah!
King Orbaz was most gracious.
Yes, I'm glad to hear. He's a good friend of mine. Good acquaintance. Close to a friend, I should say. Yeah, no, Morgan. The last I heard, I suppose a party had moved in there and taken care of some, uh, well, a, a parasite residing in their city.
Yeah, that was us. That was us. It was all.
No.
It was all us. Yes.
Yeah, and Eomir kind of looks all surprised. That was you.
Yeah. It was no big deal. It was just kind of like a chair, but the chair, it like animated and it threw stuff at us. But we hit the chair and then it woke up again and we hit it again a bunch of times. But it's all good now.
Very nice.
Also detailed in my journal.
Yeah, Reggie keeps account of everything we do. You should probably read up on it if you want to hang out with us. Is that a thing? You looking for friends? I am. I lost a friend.
Well, like I said, no chance like this is without a meaning. I'm willing to join up and an adventure with you all. I do appreciate the hospitality and the help. You saved my life out there, guys.
Well,
It was a group effort. You said you wanted to investigate this area. Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Well,
somebody shoved me up on this wall. I think I might be able to read it.
Okay, I'm gonna go help you.
if I'm being honest, I did hear talks about. I do speak Orcish. I heard some talks about something about our vengeance. It worked. Perhaps they were conducting some form of ritual in here.
The only thing I can think of regarding vengeance is against Falcon. We knew he killed a lot of them, so he had their heads mounted in his kitchen, which is a curious decorative choice. But yes, if they're looking for vengeance, they might have been looking to do something against him. Sounds like they might have succeeded already.
Let's hope not. Hey Adam, can I spend like a good, 30 seconds walking around reviving Bando, and bringing him back?
Yes, I believe that's one of your options with your class. I think it's a minute, and you have to use a spell slot, but you can bring him back.
Absolutely.
Well, while he does that, Adam, there's two things I want to do. Before I start wandering around the ring to see if I can figure out what these runes mean, hearing them talk about the orcs and stuff, it made me think back to the Talos things that we found, the little dolls, and then trying to connect it to vengeance. So, have I ever read anything about, specific rituals or any kind of anything to do with Talos and vengeance?
Oh, I'm sure you have, but I think what you're going for here is connecting the dots. So give me a blind insight check, and we'll see if you can gather much here.
Okie dokie.
Nothing really comes to mind here, Reggie, other than what you can put together yourself.
Okie dokie. And I'm going to try to inspect the runes on top of the stones here. Adam, can I read it? Do I recognize the language?
No, it looks to be probably more like arcane runes, not necessarily written language. Think of them more or less as magical symbols, but give me an arcana check, blind, see if you can gather anything here. No, they look like funny looking symbols though.
Not familiar with orcs at all. I'm gonna jump down and say, I didn't gather much. So are we gonna continue on our way to Phandalin?
Yeah, we should check those rocks. I wonder if those guys were teleporting into here. That's possible. Maybe this is a portal.
That's good information. Maybe this is where the orcs are coming from and attacking everybody. Hey, Eowyn, Eomir, do you have any food?
I can gather some.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Well, I cook food, Eowyn, I know. I'm so bad. Yeah, Aeromir. I'm going to remember that. Yeah, well, I can cook stuff, so I'm just wondering if do you have any pheasants or anything? And I'm like poking around, looking up at your belt.
I don't have anything on me
Oh,
at the moment.
okay, that's fine.
When I journey, I create my own food.
I'm gonna shout over like the wall. I still have boar meat.
Wait, he creates his own food.
It's not great, but it sinks.
A lot worse in this campaign too.
Not much you can make from the rocks here, Reggie.
I'm gonna ask someone to give me a boost to get up on top here.
I'll help you out.
And Adam, I just for figuring things out, I'm going to try to clean some of the runes off the rock using this.
Does not work. These runes are obviously etched in the stone, and prestidigitation will not clear the etchings.
I didn't think it would. Just had to
That was
try.
a really quick response. I'm sure that's happened to Adam for the last 20 years.
Not that long. 5e's not even that old. But yeah, cantrips aren't that great for cleaning up stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, are the rocks... What size are they? Could Bryn possibly push one and move it?
The rocks in the center of the circle?
Yes.
Perhaps, yeah. So if you notice there's like this larger boulder, and then it seems like there's one almost on each cardinal direction, north, south, east, west. She might be able to push one of those. The large one in the middle, she doesn't think she could move.
Okay, she'll sidle up to this one and try and push it.
All right, as you get a bit closer here, Bryn, and I imagine you've put your greatsword on your back here, so you've got two hands free. You start touching this rock, and you notice your hand kind of comes away with this green goopy stuff. And as you look at it, you realize you already have some of this green goopy stuff on yourself from when that creature exploded on you.
What's she doing now? I can't see.
So is it slippery?
It is. Yeah, it is a little slick.
You guys, I think there is goop on this rock. She's gonna look at the other rocks and see if they also have the same slippery green slime on them.
This one that's south of the main boulder and the one that's northeast of it do seem to have this. Based on where this greenish material is, it almost looks like this square that you were just standing in perhaps is what was coated, because larger, higher up on that center boulder or on the other sides of these rocks, you don't see any of this greenish goo. And none on that side either.
It's probably just where the explodey guy was hanging out in the middle until we alerted them to our presence.
Perhaps that's what that quote-unquote ritual was.
Wait, what's she doing? I'm going to climb the wall, Adam.
I think you're going to have to make a check because you're a gnome.
I'll do it. Yes, because I'm a gnome, and I'm curious, and I have to know what the heck's going on.
Give me an athletics check. Well, you can do that public. Either way is fine. Yeah, you're having a bit of trouble here, Finn, as, 10-foot high wall. There's not a lot of whole easy handhold, so I don't know what your vertical is here as a gnome, but I imagine you probably can't reach the top.
But what's going on? What is she doing?
I just pick him up by the scruff of his neck and just lift him up as high as I can.
Okay, yeah, standing on your shell, I'm sure he can get to the top from there without a problem. So, yeah, you climb up to the top, and I imagine you see Bryn just kind of poking around the rocks.
Wait, guys, she's all alone in the middle of this arcane circle. Am I the only one concerned?
No, she's doing great.
She
I'll
is?
try and push this top one.
Hey, Bryn, are you doing great?
Shut up, Finn.
Okay.
And by push it, are you just trying to separate it from the center?
Yeah, just roll it over maybe a foot or two.
Okay, yeah, so you kind of put some arm into it. It's a little bit heavy. You kind of put your brace, back up against it, brace your legs against the ground and give it a really good heave-ho. Sure enough, you're able to move it like a little bit, maybe a foot or two. You figure with enough time and muscle, you probably could move this a reasonable distance away.
Did I see anything weird underneath it, or
No.
is anything?
No, nothing obvious as you're kind of looking there, just glancing down below from what you just shifted, just bare dirt.
Oh my god, she just moved a rock. Hey guys.
I am bored now.
Bryn, are you doing great?
No.
Oh.
All right, guys, so you're currently in the middle of the forest here, right about break time. So what is your plan so we can make sure we set you guys off on the right course here? Is your plan to continue heading south and Mysterious Stranger having introduced himself as Aomir now? Is the group all heading down towards the Tribord Trail?
I think he said he wanted to do something here, but if he's okay with moving on, yeah, the plan, as far as I know, the plan is still to leave the forest and make back to Phandalin.
Yeah, it looks like we dispatched anything crazy. So yeah, I think we're heading back to Phandalin.
Okay, so back to the original plan of heading back to Phandalin to let them know of the dangers here. So yeah, that's where we'll go ahead and pause at our halfway mark, guys. We'll pick back up in 15 and continue the adventure on the other side.
Good job, guys.
All right, we are to the second half of our session, folks. So we pick up with our group still in the Neverwinter Wood here in this strange arcane circle, and it sounds like the group is going to continue making their way south to see what they can find, or make their way back to Phandalin. So hopefully they can find their way out of the forest, I should say. All right, so yes, who is going to lead the group continuing on their way out of the forest?
I have a suggestion. It should be the elf who lives here, or has been living here.
Oh, you mean the FNG?
Before we go, there's 20 javelins, about 8 sets of hide armor here, and some great axes. Does anybody want to take anything? I mean, we could take some stuff and sell it too.
I will take 10 javelins, please.
Let me check to see how much weight I can carry.
Hey, did you find any of those golden ones?
No, but I did find this spoon, and it's got the letter M on it.
Oh.
Wonder what that could stand for.
Stamped silverware is probably somebody of higher stature. Maybe we could go back to Phandalin, ask about families that have the surname with an M.
Who carries a spoon around with their initials on it? It must not be their initials. We probably stole it after I take another bite of snack.
It's also silver, so I could just sell it. This could also be my soup spoon, whenever Finn decides to make soup. Does anybody want to take anything? I can take a few of the hide armors.
I can carry about 30 more pounds, I think.
I would take a javelin, but it'd be as big as a lance to me. So no, not me. No, too big.
I'd like 10 of the javelins if you didn't hear me earlier.
Yeah, they're just on the ground in front of us. Grab as many as you'd like. Or 20.
Hey, Adam. That divine spear. Did it dissipate, or is it still in the man's hand?
No, it actually was never physical. I was describing this. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the lightning the lightning spear spell from Elden Ring. I was trying to visualize it sort of like that. So he conjures up a divine spear in his hand, throws it, and then when the spell ends, it is gone.
I see.
So Dylan, yeah, I'll take 3 great axe. Well, are we video game logicking this, or how feasible is it for me to carry 3 great axes in my bag?
If you add them to your sheet through the SRD, it should automatically tabulate your weight, and it will tell you whether or not you're overweight. I'm presuming that you would tie them down, they're hanging off your back, that kind of thing. As long as you can carry the weight, that's the main concern.
Yeah, I can definitely carry the weight. I'm just asking if we need to be concerned about like actual logistics here.
I would say, but, I mean, you never know. Something weird could happen. Again, if somebody has a spell that, heat metal, and you've got 3 great axes on you, it might say, well, that's going to be easy to get you. There's always odds and ends like that, but nothing.
There are 3 great axes strapped to my pack. I could drop the pack as an action.
Maybe, right, but might a great axe get caught on something? Especially 3 of them? You never know, right?
I think that's just a bad idea, though, Cat. I would
But
leave
they're
them alone.
30 gold each.
Yeah, and we sell them to a merchant who only offers us, what, 10, 15? They've got to make a profit.
Yeah, but 15 times 8 is over 100 gold. It's good money, but I mean, I don't really care. I can't carry anything unless we cook some of this damn boar meat, which is gonna start smelling soon.
Oh, I could fix that up.
Well, I'm sure you're... You know, Fen, as long as I've known you, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
You really give me the vibes of a halfling. Have you ever spent any time with halflings?
No, I've never met a halfling, but there's nothing that a gnome can't do. Can halflings say that?
Well, halflings are very brave.
Oh, wow.
I have heard stories of some of them blowing up dragons.
Well, I've never heard of that, but gnomes aren't known to be very brave, that I know of. I'm not a brave one. Kind of. I'm learning, but I'm not quite there yet.
Understandable. And if we are very, we're hell-bent on taking the great axes, I guess I'll grab 2 of them as well.
Oh, my thing is locked. That's why it's not working. Why isn't it working?
Not sure what thing is or what you're trying to do.
I am dragging the great axe from the compendium onto my character sheet, and it is
Did you
doing
pop your character sheet out? Because it won't save it if it's popped out to its own tab.
Yep.
I don't know what that means.
In a
Did you hit
different
that
window rather than within the Roll20 window you're running Roll20 on?
No, I didn't do that.
It does take, sometimes there's a delay.
Maybe
I've
it's just
noticed.
lagging.
Could be that also.
Perhaps I seem to have lost one of my short swords adventuring with you. Well, I guess seeking you out. Perhaps I can trade one of these for
Oh, I'm a
short
moron. That's great axe proficiency that I just dragged twice onto my sheet.
Oh, that would definitely do it.
Sweet!
So now I can dual wield great axes, right?
Swashbuckler indeed.
So how do I get rid of that? Yeah, that should work.
All right, so it sounds like you guys have had an opportunity to search over the remains that the orcs had here, and are you all ready to continue on your way to the south?
Yes, unless anyone thinks that we need to rest and heal up. How are we doing on health?
Brain's good.
I'll be okay. Like 3/4, maybe a little less.
Alright, sounds like we're moving then.
I'm kind of hurting, but that's okay. I'll wait till we get to Fandolin.
Well, we're probably not making it to Fandolin tonight, but...
How much further we got?
Well, we haven't left the forest yet.
Come on, Aramir, how much further to the Tribor Trail? Come on.
I would like to go to the Tribal Trail. Maybe a mile, 3. Adam?
From where you're at now, you know that you have spent maybe 2.5 hours getting to where you were as you left the Tribor Trail and made your way through the forest. So you're guessing it'll probably take you somewhere in the realm of 2.5, 3 hours to get back.
So, yeah, I think the move is to make our way back to the Tribor Trail and then follow that back to Van. You know what? I could do it. I could do it. Adam mentioned it earlier. I think that we're just gonna go to the Tribor Trail.
You can also use that find food and fresh water to top us off.
Okay, sure. So you're going to make your way back, and I think based on this feature and the fact that you specifically made a ranger after they said we're having such a hard time navigating this forest, we can go ahead and say you make it back through the woods without even a check. How you like that? So yes, you guys make your way through the woods following under the direction of your new friend Aomir here, and eventually do make your way out onto the Tribor Trail. So again, it takes you maybe 3 hours or so once you get out and make your way away from the forest and get more towards the trail itself. Now obviously this is not like a paved road or anything along those lines, but just more or less a dirt trail that heads back towards Phandalin. Those of you that are familiar with this area would know that back this way is Connieberry and Butterskull Ranch, somewhere over in those area, and obviously you guys know where Phandalin is. Getting a quick look-see here on our map, you can see Phandalin's about 45 miles away. Generally, you can walk about 3 miles per hour, 24 miles per day. So you'd be looking at approximately 2 days from here. And you guys just spent a bit of time. So you're going to, it's going to be over 2 days to get your way back. So is there anything in particular you're doing other than simply walking this long distance back to Phandalin?
Keeping an eye out for that goddamn dragon.
Okay, good thought, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good thought there, Jordan. I was going to say for basic survival things, so we don't have to use our rations, me and Vando will go out hunting using the Wanderer feat.
Okay, so that sounds like during this 2-day travel, you're going to break from the group and try to do some hunting while they're moving on, or everybody's going to sit in place and you're going to go hunt for an hour or so and then come back?
Well, yeah, like when we decide to set up camp, for the night, whatever it is, yeah.
So you're going to go off on your own at night when everybody else makes camp?
More like dusk.
Dusk, yeah.
So if you're going to go hunting for game, I need it before like 6 p.m. I want it like light at dusk because I need time to marinate it in my stuffs. Are you a hunter?
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's so good. I'm not very good at hunting or finding things, but I'm good at cooking it. So like right when we kind of settle down, the sun's going down, I think that'd be a good idea.
Right before the sun's going down. And I imagine due to the fact that we're trying to like, that's our endeavor, perhaps we're moving at a slow pace? Question mark?
Yeah, actually I don't mind that because it's just over 2 days, so we already did like half a day already, so I think we can move at a slow pace, settle in a little bit.
So if you choose to move at a slow pace, that'll get you 18 miles per day rather than 24. As already mentioned, you guys have already spent a bit of time traveling today, so you'd be looking closer to 3 days to get back at a slow pace.
Okay.
Concerned that we said that the Tribor Trail is not like guarded or anything, and that we can frequently expect danger.
Yes.
So if we want to do that, we just have to keep in mind that we are like out of resources, and we might get into more fights if we don't. But I guess we might also have advantage on, or not advantage, but a bonus to avoiding things if we have to.
Well, what I was thinking is today, this day, half of it's gone, so we might as well take our time and maybe get some food and get a good camp, and then we hustle the next 2 days or whatever.
I've got 3 pounds of boar meat, so I don't think we even need to hunt.
Yeah, good call.
Oh yeah, let's cook it up.
I was going to say, remember, rations don't last forever anyway. I mean, you still got to game mechanic wise,
Rations tend to last pretty long, actually, but I would say more or less this raw meat, that is certainly going to be more likely to spoil.
Yeah, so what I vote is that we spend some time, we move quickly until the boar meat is gone.
Okay, sounds good. I can always cook boar meat. I'm really good at boar meat. I'm really good cook.
So I'm hearing normal pace for the rest of the day, then you're going to move at a slow pace the following day?
No, I think we could go fast the whole way. Normal the
whole way.
Yeah, normal the whole way is what I'm thinking.
Okay. Hearing no objections, question mark? All right.
I vote normal, yes.
Okay. Hearing no objections, the group continues moving across the plains here, following the Tribor Trail. Okay, as you guys are making your way, you've been traveling for a good 6 hours or so now at this point. Cat and Eomir, the two of you, as you're making your way along this trail, obviously you guys are all trying to pay attention to your surroundings and making sure to look into the sky, as already been mentioned, for any signs of the dragon. Both Kat and Eomir, you notice off in the distance, coming your way, is some type of a pack animal, and there seems to be a humanoid shape on top of it getting closer towards you. Right now it's probably a good 200 to 300 yards away from you.
Just one, or can we see anything else behind him?
You only make out one pack animal with one rider.
Doesn't look dangerous. Eomir, do you recognize this?
No.
I suppose we move off to the side, keep our wits and weapons at the ready in case this goes bad, but just looks like a traveler to me.
I concur. Adam, do I see the mountain range to the south?
Sure, yeah, off in the distance you can, yeah.
I suggest we move closer to the mountains.
What to them? Why are we moving? What do you guys see?
Some kind of pack animal traveler in the distance. Are you suggesting we avoid him altogether, or do you mean for the night that set up camp in the foothills?
I mean, it's a main road.
Yeah, don't people walk down roads? Huh?
Not
Reggie,
one they
seriously.
It could be some form of highwayman.
Let me guess, we're gonna kill it.
Well, if we have to.
Could be a tinker. They sell all kind of neat stuff. Maybe he knows what the spoon is for.
How close is he now, Adam? Can we make anything else out?
If you're stopping and trying to get a good look, I'll ask for perception checks from everybody. These you can make publicly.
Do we want to stop, guys? Or are we moving away?
No, why are we afraid of a guy on the road?
I'm not afraid, but I'm asking the group.
Oh, we're just gonna take a look.
Okay. All right. Taking a look.
Bryn, as you kind of step out in front of your companions and look in that direction, really focusing your eyes, maybe putting a hand over your eyes to block out the dwindling sunlight in the sky here, you realize this pack animal is fairly large, in fact, and it's not a horse, what you maybe originally guessed. It's some type of turtle, in fact. Eomir, as you step off with Bryn here, scanning this direction, you notice a large turtle with a massive shell. The shell seems to be laden with various goods. You can see a humanoid figure sitting on the shell with a conical hat upon it that has some kind of strange decorative stuff hanging off the side. The turtle itself, again, very large. It has 3 spikes off of its head, and you actually notice a gold nose ring and a gold bridle in it as well.
Wow. From this far away.
Can we kill it? Should we kill it?
No, that could be Reggie's cousin. Stop.
No.
I'm just
no.
joking.
Not all turtles are related. It looks like some kind of tradesman or merchant.
Yeah, I agree. It could be.
Maybe
Perhaps
we
we-
can
Could
unload
be
some
a
of these
tinker.
I vote we talk to him.
Of course, we have stuff to sell. Oh, this is fun. I like meeting new people.
Okay, so does it? You guys wait here as the figure and pack animal gets closer? Or are you continuing on your path to get closer to him, where you guys would, naturally connect? What are your thoughts?
I feel like we can stroll towards him.
I think it would look odd if we just stopped here. Maybe they would be concerned that we may be looking to ambush them or something.
Does it
Well-
look like it's moving like aggressively fast, Adam, or just like at a normal travel pace?
No, I mean nothing out of the ordinary. You don't see like a dust cloud being kicked up behind or anything like that. But I'm not sure you would expect that from a turtle mount. So.
Yeah.
It might have been mentioned, but what time of day is it?
It's
this
late
point?
afternoon / early evening.
Okay.
All right, so it sounds like the vote was for continue on the path. So as you continue walking that way and this figure starts getting closer and closer, you notice as you're about 150 yards away or so, the figure actually stops. You can see a little bit better of it now. And as you're looking in that direction, you see pulls out this kind of like eyeglass and is like eyeing, looking right in your direction.
Put the hand in like a waving motion, not like a threatening thing, just like a hail traveler kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, and you notice as the eyeglass comes down, the figure kind of looks towards you, and you see like a tentative hand goes up and returns the wave.
He seems friendly, boys and girls. Shall we approach?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right, the two sides continue getting closer to each other as the pace maybe slows just slightly, but you guys do eventually get closer and closer and eventually find yourself face to face with this rider on top of this large turtle. As you spot him and he's again getting closer, you're maybe 20 yards or so at this point. You see he actually like just kind of taps on the reins and the turtle actually completely comes to a stop, and you can see as it like back legs kind of crunch down a little bit, you can hear the sound of the shell actually hit the ground, and not that it's super loud, but definitely noticeable. And you see he looks out towards you and says, greetings travelers.
Hail and well met.
Yo.
I like your turtle.
Yes, he's very dependable.
We have a turtle too.
I knew that was coming.
You notice he takes two fingers and kind of like twiddles at his mustache here as he looks and says, I see. Yes, I believe that is a turtle, though.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
With
Sorry,
the-
Reggie.
I try to tell them. They don't listen. How are you, sir?
Quite good. And yourself, Master Turtle?
We're quite fine. I am Reggie. This is Finn, Kurtu, Eomir, Bryn, and Kat. And then over there, that's Misa. We're traveling back to Phandalin.
I see. And you see he kind of nods. And how long has it been since you've been to Phandalin?
I don't know, maybe approaching a week or so. Do you have news?
Maybe. Yes, I suppose. You see he looks up towards the sky. But it's getting late. Must continue moving.
What brings you out here?
Trade, of course. And you see he pats and you hear like this rattle and metal and all these different things kind of connect as he taps different things attached to the turtle shell.
What are the bells for?
People know when you're coming and they are not so afraid.
Have you been to the east recently?
Down the Tribord Trail, you mean?
Yeah, down the road.
I've come this way, but not for many weeks, months even.
Oh, well, I would say, there's probably news down there too, but, we gotta get going, so have a good day, I guess.
I don't suppose I could interest you in any trade before we part ways. Fortuitous to meet travelers on the road. Wouldn't mind parting with some things.
We have a few things that we'd be willing to part with too. Do you barter?
Yes, if it's worth my time. I tend to deal in exotic items, though.
Could you show us some of your wares?
I certainly could tell you of them. Let's see. Yes, well, if I might be so bold, Could you tell me your approximate budget? I certainly wouldn't want to offend you by offering something out of your price range.
Well, we do have a few weapons, axes, could be used for logging.
Especially with all the orcs that have been about. There's gonna be a big price increase for weapons and armor, I think.
Very true. You could arm yourself. Master, what was your name?
Show. I'm afraid I'm not much of a warrior, but no worry. Yin here defends me quite well.
Would you be interested in purchasing some orcish great axes?
To be honest, I could take them off your hands, but I'm afraid I would have to be at quite a discount, for I don't typically sell much in the way of arms, just a few here and there. As I said, I typically deal in exotic things.
What would you praise them at?
Orcish great axe. I could give you 3 gold pieces each.
Okay. You can have my 3.
Set them there, nice young lady. Let me count out your coin. And you see he does indeed pull out this pouch near the shell that he's sitting on, counts out some, puts them into this other small bag, and if all of you are setting down how many axes you have, he will count out 3 gold pieces for each one that you're wishing to sell. And then he will look towards you, Bryn, as he tosses you the bag. You hear the coins kind of clink. And he says, yes, there, fine deal.
Do you have any jewelry? I like to stress shop after I've had a stressful day.
I'm afraid jewelry is not what I have at the moment. But, well, you look like travelers. I might have something else if I could perhaps wet your beak.
What do you have?
You see he kind of closes one eye and opens the other one a little bit wider as he looks closely at you. You look like somebody that would need to move fast sometimes. Yes?
Yes.
Do you know Fleetfoot? Yes, I have 2 doses of it. You just rub it in your skin, see, and it makes you faster for a short while.
How much?
For you, my dear, 50 gold pieces per dose.
Oh, I think that it's too expensive for my pocket.
Give me a blind persuasion check, Bryn. Go ahead and click your token in the lower left corner of the screen and then try that again. Thank you. You see he looks towards you. Well, if your companions are also interested in purchasing some things, I could do some type of group discount.
Hey,
What
so
sorts of things do you have?
Well, I have blackroot oil, blackwater algae, breathing mask, some burn salve, cat stink, cerebral grist, evermead, fire belly, the Fleetfoot, and some frost lotion.
Belly.
You, this may be a bit curious of a question. I didn't hear you name it. Maybe you haven't. But, we're looking for a flame lily. Do you have any flame lilies?
In fact, I do. Yes. I didn't expect any demand for such a product, but yes, I have four flame lilies.
How much for your flame lilies, sir?
Well, are you looking to purchase just these or other things as well?
Me personally, I'm just looking for the flame lily. I've
What
got a
was
friend
that?
who would like it.
What was that frost thing you talked about?
Yes, frost lotion. Well, you see, when the body suffers cold damage, if frost lotion is applied, the wounds heal rapidly, to a degree, if applied soon enough.
How much for that, just in case we get cold? Maybe since we're buying those other stuff too.
15 gold pieces per tincture. And you see he looks back over towards you, ready. Flame lily. 5 gold pieces for. Yeah, 5. I do have 5 leaves. 5 gold pieces, 5 leaves.
Sure. That sounds fine. Here.
All right, you will see he digs through this other pouch and hands you out these very bright red and orange colored flowers.
Just looking at them, can I, because I knew what they look like, can I make the assumption that these are actually flame lilies?
Give me a blind check again and remind me, you have proficiency in herbalism kit?
I do, yes.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and throw me a blind check. Yep, you are quite confident these are indeed flame lilies.
Thank you.
So, what's the nose ring for?
And you see he looks down towards you and kind of gives this, well, he's a turtle of style.
Oh, that's really cool. So you into exotic stuff. So I have something, a couple of things, a few things that you might spark your interest. Have you ever heard of a jelly cube?
Jelly cube?
Yes. We were adventuring and we came across a jelly cube, yellow in nature, and we killed it. It had acidic nature to it, and I have a vial of it right here.
And you see he holds out a hand, indicating for you to toss it up to him. You notice his hand shakes a little bit, perhaps with age.
Yeah, and I'll try to toss it, but I'm like, it's probably not going to work, but I'll just throw it up there.
You notice as you kind of toss it up, he fumbles it for a moment, but then does secure it. And you see he looks at it. Not knowing exactly what this is, can only offer a pittance. Cube, you say? 2 gold pieces?
Well, okay, what about bartering? You had some potions there. Well, I also have, there was a chair. Guys, remember the chair? It animated and attacked us. But when we killed it, I got a vial of its goo right here.
And you see he looks down at you. Chair goo. I'm not sure how I would even sell such a thing.
Well, you seem like you're a potioner. You might want to deduce it, maybe, figure out its ingredients. It might be useful.
You see he takes your first vial and sets it like right near his middle section on the shell, and then he holds his shaky hand out again for you to throw it to him.
Yep, I've done it once, I'll do it again.
Yeah, once again, you see he catches it fairly easily, and you see he looks at... I must say, I'm quite curious, but... Well, I suppose for the 2 of these, 5 gold?
Oh, okay. That sounds fair. What are you trading again? You had potions, I heard.
not potions per se, but some tinctures and liquids and tonics and what of what I read off had any interest for you?
Well, to be honest, I was distracted by the bells on the turtle. Could you say it again?
Yes. Yeah. And you see he leans forward, putting his body more on the pommel now as he looks towards you all. Blackroot oil, but don't. Well, maybe you. And you see he points down towards you, Kurtu. Depending, might want this, but and then blackwater algae helps with covering over the tiredness. Breathing mask, of course. This will prevent inhaled bad stuff. Burn salve helps with the fire wounds. Cat stink helps stop things that smell well from finding you. The cerebral grist, but if the other cost was out of your arena, I don't think this is for you.
How about the mask? I like that mask.
Yes. Good, fine eye and ear for quality. The breathing mask, 100 gold pieces.
Oh. Well, I have something else, you see. And he's going to pull out this wand. Aha! This may look like a normal wand to you, but it's not. You press a button, and out pops it. Fireworks straight into the air.
And you see he looks and says, show me. Other way of, please.
Okay, do you want me? I'll press the button. I'll do it. It's really cool. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to activate the Wand of Pyrotechnics.
All right, yeah, and as it flashes out some special visual effects, it pops up. You see he kind of like pulls again at his mustache hairs and then actually scratches at his chin. Yes, that seems... I'm sure I could sell that. Even trade for breathing mask?
Yes! Oh, that'd be so good. I'd love to see this mask.
Yes, of course. And you see he reaches in and pulls out this. It basically looks to you like a cloth wrap that is connected to this. Almost think of it like rubber cords, but they're not actually rubber. They look, maybe they're more like vines, you could think of it as. And you see he kind of demos it real quick where he like rolls the vines up and tugs it makes the mask like really snug up against his face. But for the most part, it looks to be mostly just an odd looking cloth. And you see after he demonstrates it, he tosses it to you and waits for you to toss him the wand.
Okay. Can I look at it if it's effectiveness of it as a tinkerer?
Give me a blind check. I'll just take a check for me here. So as an artificer, I would say you know this is not magical, but based on the quality of the cloth, as long as it's worn properly, you think that this would certainly help you against any checks against inhaled poisons or effects.
Wow. Oh, so it's really quietly made. You have fine products, sir. Yes, here's the wand.
And you see he kind of like reaches down over the turtle shell and takes that from you and looks at it like a little smile on his face as he tucks it away.
Thank you. Mask of breathing.
This is just called a breathing mask. He looks at the rest.
What about that salve that heals frost wounds?
Yeah, the frost lotion. Yes. 15 gold pieces per tincture.
Sure, I'll buy one tincture.
Yes, and you see he gives you this like small glass vial. It almost looks like a dropper in essence, and he hands that over. He'll accept 15 gold pieces from you.
15 gold.
Okay, so we've traded with you. As you can see, we are not just, talkers. Tell us about this news you know of, please.
Yes, apparently there's quite a bit of concern in Phandalin. I was there a little over a day ago. Didn't seem to sell much. Not too many people interested in what I had to offer. But, yes, seems to be much concern. Apparently there is a dragon in the area.
We've
Yes.
met.
We did.
Dragon.
They say if it was the white one again?
Yes, that is the news.
Did they say it showed up in Phandalin recently, or has just been in the area?
I would expect so. One of those farms on the south side of Phandalin seems to be covered in frost.
But it sounds like the dragon was busy elsewhere, so the road might be safe for now. Did you happen to see anything on your way?
Now that you mention it, yes, not dragon related, but about half day or more travel to trail southwest of here. I don't know if you know it. There's a spot where the trail kind of gets close to rocky outcropping. Heard some strange growling from the area.
Interesting. Unidentifiable, I assume.
Well, to me, sounded like some great cat, maybe.
We are quite great, but we'll keep an eye out on our way.
Always smart.
So
Well,
Finn puts the mask on and says, "So, we still want to buy the goo? You could do it for 5 gold pieces for both."
Yes, of course. You see he counts out 5 coins and tosses them to you.
Excellent. Do you have any beef? I only have boar. I want to make a special dinner tonight.
No, unfortunately, no beef, just on rations.
And he takes it up. Oh, bummer. Man, that works.
Yes, quite well. And you see he eyes you once again, Kurtu. Well, sun's getting low in the sky. Probably better for you, but were you interested in the blackroot oil, or should we get on our way?
Well, what does that oil do again? I was thinking the frost oil. What does this blackroot oil do?
Well, for those of you that find it difficult to be out in the sun, rub it on your eyes, and sun won't bother you for a time.
No, I'm good in the sunshine. I like the sunshine. It makes my scales glow even more.
I had always heard that your kind had difficulties with the sunlight.
Yeah, those are my cousins. Yeah, those are distant cousins.
Yes, of course. Well, is there anything else that you wish?
Did you say 10 gold pieces for that frost oil thing?
15 gold pieces for the frost lotion. I have one more available tincture after your friend just purchased one.
How about 12? I mean, we've done a lot of business with you, and, a lot of business.
Yes, I suppose that would be fair. Yes, say 12 for your patronage.
You're too kind. You're so nice. I'm going to tell everybody about you.
That is very kind of you, Master Kobold.
You can call me Kurtu. That's what they call me, too. They do sometimes call me Master, but usually just Kurtu.
You notice
No, we don't.
he
Yeah,
taps,
you do.
he taps the little bell on his conical helm here and looks towards you and says, yes, Kurtu it is.
Sorry, one more thing. You make these potions and stuff. Do you have enough supplies to kind of conjure up a poisoner's kit by any chance?
Well, selling of such things is not strictly within the good moral code of those that I usually deal with, but, well, in fact, yes, I suppose I might have the appropriate things.
Yeah, well, I mean it only for decomposing the poisons. That we're adventurers, so sometimes it comes up.
Yes, of course. Identifying poisons is important to know how to undo them, of course.
Unpoison them. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So how much for
well,
one of those?
That sounds most appropriate. 55 gold pieces.
Oh. Oh, I have 45. We think 45 plus 7 silver.
Well, thanks to your group's willingness, yes. Well, why don't we say that just right and proper?
Oh, that's great. Thank you. All right, so I'll have no money left. I have no money.
He hands you over a poisoner's kit.
Sweet.
Hey, Adam, how do you spell that frost potion thing if it's in there?
It's frost lotion. You won't find this in the SRD,
Frost, okay.
but yes, it's just frost lotion.
All right,
Is it
thanks.
negligible weight, or is it?
Yeah, negligible weight.
That reminds me. I do apologize. I was more shocked of the talk of...
You got
of
kind of
the-
quiet there, Vic, just FYI.
I am quiet right now?
Yes. Is he quiet for anybody else, or is it just me?
Yeah.
Quiet.
Yeah, he's pretty quiet.
How about now?
Well, that was buttery
ASMR.
smooth.
Yeah, whoa.
It sounded like you should
Really?
be on the radio right there.
Yeah.
I had my face on the mic. All right. So yeah. I gotta collect my thoughts. Airmir's gonna kind of walk up and.
I was waiting for it. This is KNCC. Eomir coming at you in the mornings.
KCL,
Exactly what I
Brendel
was
Crane.
thinking.
Oh man. So yeah. So Aomir's gonna walk up and I apologize. I was stuck in thought about this dragon. You said that you offer a frost lotion?
Well, I did, but your companions have purchased my supply. 2 tinctures, unfortunately.
That's all you had.
Yes. Well, if I'd known there was a white dragon in the area, you can be sure I would have brought more.
Well, huh. Continue, Katu. What's up?
Oh, I was just gonna say that if you really want one, I happen to have one. I might be willing to sell later. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, the way you and dragons are, I'm quite fond of you.
Finish
Sir
that
Kobold.
sentence. Go
I,
ahead.
I am finishing it. I am quite fond of you, Sir Kobold. I would like very much for you not to perish.
Okay. This is getting odd now.
Mhm.
Just, that's
Therefore, when you think that your dragon friend is a friend, hopefully you don't die. I appreciate your hospitality here. I never caught your name.
Well, it's show.
Thank you, Sir Show.
Yes, it's quite good doing business with you all. Very appreciate your patronage. I hope everything is quite right on your travels, and you find Fandolin just fine.
Certainly we will. We're in quite a hurry getting to Fandolin. And I look around the party. Does anybody need anything else from our friend here, Show?
No. And I'm
Okay,
just
good.
playing with my little poisoner's kit.
I would like to get a show on the road. We've spent too much time here.
Oh, so are you in charge of our party now? FNG?
I would like not to think so.
Oh, okay.
We did let him lead us this way.
Negative, sir.
And as show witnesses you guys spiral into chaos, he quietly lets himself go here. As you see, he grabs some greens from one of his pouches and uses this long stick to put them in front of Yin's mouth. And you see Yin like chomps on them and actually sits up, and he like uses it to put it off a little distance. And Yin starts moving in that direction after the greens, and he gets on his way to the northeast.
Safe travels, friend.
He was
Yes,
nice.
you as well.
Bye. It was very nice to meet you. See you next time.
And you see a hand just kind of waving as he's making his way away.
Okay, fair navigator. It's getting dark. Should we look for a spot to camp? And I look at Aeromir.
How much more travel time do we have? Was this the end of it?
With this conversation and shopping, you might have like another hour and a half, something like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we should travel for an hour or so and then set up camp.
We also don't want to camp right on the road. We know it's frequented by people of varying repute.
Is it possible to move to the south a little bit and hug the mountain wall, I guess?
Remember,
It's certainly possible. We'll just keep in mind the distance on the map. Each hex is 5 miles.
Ooh,
The mountains are like 10 miles away.
yeah.
we were also warned about the presence of potentially dangerous beasts in the mountain crags. But I would rather be closer to the crags than to the forest with those damnable insects.
I concur. I also know these mountains very well. In fact, those mountains are my home.
Is that like your favorite terrain or something?
You can call it that. With a wink.
Man,
Yeah.
old school ranger.
So we continue on for an hour then, and if you know this area, is there a safe-ish place to camp if we continue on?
I'm assuming mechanically there is.
If that was a question for me, sorry, repeat that.
Does Aomir know of a safe area to camp?
I mean, you're out on the plains, so safety is relative, right? So obviously there's no immediate threats here. If you're looking for some type of secure shelter, then no.
Well, I guess knowing the mountains a lot, if we were to move towards the mountains, would I know of anywhere around at least this general area?
I would say, based on what you know of these mountains, if you were to get close enough to them and spend some time searching them, sure, you think you could find a cave that could suffice for shelter.
Okay. In that case, I think that we should find a camp, and we'll find somewhere off the trail, preferably going south because the woods are very dangerous, to set up camp.
I agree.
You're the expert.
And then we take a short rest, and then we take a long rest, because in a short rest, I can make you food.
Like right here, on this hex, the exact area. Not the hex, but the exact area.
Oh,
We
right
have-
there. Yeah.
We have 3 miles. Not to tell you how to do your job.
There, but not there, you see.
Yeah, exactly. There, but not there. Yeah.
So it sounds like your either option is continue on the trail or head closer towards the mountains where Aomir might be able to find more of like a shelter. So it sounds like those are the two options. And which way are you guys leaning?
I vote we stay near the trail. We just wake up and keep moving.
Yeah.
I don't like being on the trail while we're trying to sleep. The
Well,
trail
not
is going to be
always,
frequented by...
Well,
But,
I think.
I mean, we don't need to go, an hour away off of the trail. I mean, that's kind of.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's more we want to be to the south horizon of the trail because the woods are scary.
Okay, so slightly off the trail, maybe 5 minutes walk off the trail.
Sure,
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so being that you guys have a bit of travel in front of you here, up to you guys, but I'm more than willing to fast travel this until you get to the next encounter, we'll call it. Is there anything in particular you guys would like to do or explore during the night or during the travel until the next encounter?
Yeah, so if I could take a short rest mechanically before we take a long rest, I think we still have one left, and I can make some food and do the thing that I do.
Yep, yeah, you can certainly do that. Yeah, and you of course won't get the mechanical long rest until you get back to Fandom.
Right.
But sure, you certainly mechanically can short rest.
Before Finn starts like making all of his stuff, he's got the meat from the boar. I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna show him the 5 flame lily petals, and I'm gonna look at him and say, "You were distracted by the bells, but look what I bought."
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That's from the recipe. He had them?
He did. I bought them. Here for
Wow.
dinner.
You're so I can have. Wow, this is great. All we need is some beef, some water, and have some salt. We can make this special recipe. You're so great. Thank you, Reggie.
You should have the salt, right? And then we can replace the beef for the pork. Should be good.
I could try it with the boar tonight if you want, but it says beef. What do you think?
Well, it says there in substitutions at the bottom. See at the bottom? Pork for beef.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was excited. I had the gas mask on my face.
It's okay. It says it's gonna be spicier, but who cares?
Okay, no, I can make spicy boar beef tonight. Ha! Meat's back on the menu, boys.
Hey, Master Chef, is the meat still good? Can you check that first?
Oh, of course, yes. I'm expert at checking meat.
I'm sure it's still good. I mean,
Is it good for everyone
yes-
besides Care2?
Yeah,
It was good yesterday. It'll be good today. You worry too much.
Hey, Adam, can I check the meat?
Yeah, I would say again, based on when you guys collected it versus how long you've traveled, you would certainly say it's nearing the end of its of its life cycle. We'll say.
Oh, it just needs more salt. It should be fine. I'm excited for about tonight, guys. We're making the spicy boar.
Let's do it.
All right, Adam. So for the short rest, I'll make the spicy boar recipe.
Sizzling beef.
All right, so this is a signature dish. So as you combine all of this stuff together, you're using the pork instead of beef. You're using the flame lily, of course. Give me a blind cook utensils check to see how well you do. And would you like to use intelligence or wisdom for this? I think I know, but I'm going to ask anyway.
Intelligence, please.
Figured as much, okay.
And let's just go for it.
All right, yeah, so you spend some time during your short rest crafting this sizzling beef, and you can tell that as you combine this with the fire lily and follow the recipe as explained, and you have everything you need here, you put this all together, you have, let me make sure I remember exactly what this says, how many portions, so you're going to have 2 portions, I believe. Yes, 2 portions. And so you have 5 flame lilies. I would say with as much pork as you have, you can certainly make 4 portions, but you won't be able to make 6.
And use up all my lilies.
You would use 4 of the 5, yes. Unless you, I guess you could make 5 portions. It would just be like making a half a chicken or something. You know?
Well, they're kind of hard to count, these flame lilies. Why don't I use? Can I just make 2 portions of it? Why don't I feel like doing that? Yeah. So I'll have 3 left. 3 flame lilies left.
Okay. And who are you serving the sizzling beef to?
Well, it's going to be Reggie because he tanked for like the last 48 hours. And then I don't know who's next.
I vote for Bryn since she's likely to benefit the most from it. Not to deny myself the succor of your fantastic cooking, but...
Oh my gosh, do you smell it, Cat? Oh, Reggie, you've earned it. Here, have a bowl. This wonderful. There's some. You see a little sprig of like little wild onions on the side to garnish it, of course, perfectly. I wipe the edge of the plate, and I hand it to you. And Bryn, this is for you. And here's a little bit of onions, and on the side, and I wipe the edge of the plate, and I present it to you humbly.
Thank you. I will brave the stinky beef.
Sizzling beef, actually. Maybe I misspoke.
All right, so Bryn and Reggie, you guys both eat the sizzling beef?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, I need Constitution saving throws from both of you.
Do you like it? Do you like it? Oh no!
So, Bryn, it tastes okay. Maybe there's a little bit off. It's food, right? I mean, it's edible. There's nothing really special about this, though. Yeah, maybe it's a bit too hot, perhaps. However, Reggie, as you eat this dish, you can feel almost like fire in your veins. You realize that this has enhanced you for a limited time. So mechanically, not necessarily that you would know this right away, but I think it'll be easier because I will likely forget. Before you take your next long rest, the first time you make an attack roll and you roll an 18, 19, or 20 and you hit the creature, it counts as a critical hit one time.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Would have been
Before
really
our
good for
next
the
long
Raging
rest.
Barbarian.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Whew. It's good. I feel like I'm talking faster.
And Bryn, is it too spicy? You don't like it? Or maybe less garlic?
It is making my stomach rumble a little bit, but is better than nothing. Thank you.
Okay. Can she get the temp HP at least, Adam, you think?
Yes.
Can they both, or would that be too much?
If that's a special effect that you have just from your normal stuff, then all that stuff normally applies. The sizzling beef special signature dish, the only addition here is the critical range increase.
Okay, yeah, you guys both get your new rolls on your temp HP. Okay, cool.
And technically, while he's cooking, that's a short rest, right? So it would give us our HP and stuff back for short rest?
Yes.
Hey, Adam, is it possible for me to go, I don't know, make a quick perimeter around the camp and try to find some fresh game?
You can, yes. So with your Outlander Wanderer feat, you can certainly find food, but if you're specifically looking for game, I would say give me a blind survival check.
Okay. Alright, tokens down there. That's not what I meant to do.
The deer tries to kick you in the face.
Ah, I know, isn't that crazy? I didn't mean to do that. It was right next to it's right next to where I have the defensive roll. So
As you spend a bit of time, perhaps 30 minutes or so, just kind of scouting in this general vicinity, not wanting to get too far away from your companions, you do eventually find some berry bushes tucked away that you can pluck some berries out, but you do not find any wandering game.
okay. I guess I'll bring that over to the rest of the party, and when I do, I'm gonna walk in to the camp and, oh, Finn, I have some berries. We can eat them, but do you know how to make any kind of jam?
Wait, Jam? Are you making me quest now?
Well, it's maybe we could do something with these.
No.
berries.
You don't. You know what you do with the proper berry. You don't just smash it up violently. You have to let it sit and marinate in a concoction of salt and a little bit of sugar and a little bit of garlic, actually, surprisingly. You let it sit for half a day, and then you spread it upon a nice bit of ration, and it will give you a boost of temp HP. Just give it to me. I'll take care of it.
Very well, very well.
All right, so I have 3 berries already. I'll make it 5 or something like that.
You can say, what does your Outlander give you? One person, how many people total?
Myself and up to 5.
So we'll say 6 rations worth of berries, I guess. So basically think of it as anytime you would eat a ration, you can eat a bunch of berries instead. Obviously they won't last forever, so this is fresh food. You know, you basically eat it today or it's gone kind of thing.
Okay.
So you better hurry.
No, it's good. I could make during a short rest. I don't have to really. I can just make berries. I have potatoes right now. I have berries. I don't have any more boar. I'm calling that as spoiled. but I have potatoes, berries, and flame lilies, and so yeah, it's adding up.
So mechanically now that Aomir's in the party and has the Wanderer feat, essentially I'm not going to worry about your rations unless you go into an area where finding food would be complicated, right? Like if you go high up in the mountains or you go in the Deadlands or in the Mirror of Dead Men, something like that, then it might change. But if you're just in the plains, in the forest kind of thing, I'm not going to worry about your rations because presumably he's collecting food all the time.
And water, yes.
Yes, yep.
Okay.
That's cool. I've always wanted to play Chef Feat, so I'm really enjoying this. So it might be tedious. But
No,
I'm
I think
sorry,
you're doing
guys.
a good job with it. Yeah, you're adding a lot of cook flavor. No pun intended, but you know.
And also, to throw it back to the ranger, I think I remember a natural explorer means you can forage twice as much food as normal too. So on top of being a wanderer.
Only when he's
Wow.
in his favored terrain, which I think he said was mountains.
As far as you guys know, it could be mountains.
He goes in the mountains and he's like, "See, guys, I'm going to show you this special trick. You melt snow to make water."
Oh, the FNG has all kinds of secrets.
Tons of bighorn sheep.
FNG. I never thought that I would be one.
I think Jordan's
Here we
first time
are.
he's heard this, right, Jordan?
What?
It's the FNG's the freaking new guy, and you can use
Oh
your
no, I
creative-
sussed it out.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you guys have had an opportunity to get your short rest. Again, as far as time elapsed to the next encounter, is there anything else particular anybody would like to do?
Everyone's still keeping an eye out for the dragon.
I'd like to roll a Constitution saving throw for my PTSD dream I had.
Sure, yes, go ahead and make a Constitution save. Sure, yeah, you shake that off easily.
I'm no longer freaked. Sorry, guys. I was freaking out before because of Talhoun. He was a good friend of mine, and he hunted for me, and he brought me game. I thought he was there, and we almost died, and I feel better now.
All right, you guys continue making your way traveling here over the course of the next day or so. As you guys are getting near
Get close to when we get close to the area that guy was talking about, I want to try to convince the party to go around it.
Perfect timing, because as you're getting close to this area, you notice a rocky outcropping that seems to line up perfectly with what Sho was saying.
Well, party, we heard trouble was afoot. Should we attempt to avoid?
Yes, I won't scream out Talhoun's name.
I think we should.
Stick to the trail. I'm curious about Tybor. I wonder if he made it back to Phandalin safely.
A falcon?
No, Tybor.
No, the
Oh,
rich guy we rescued and that I wanted to secure payment for, but that went out the window when he left by himself.
So it sounds like avoid the rocky outcropping and, go a good distance away from it.
I would like to. Would anyone like to YOLO this?
No, I
No.
like completely.
I'm following Cat
Yeah, let's move.
with my shield in my arm and my dagger in my hand.
You guys evade at a wide berth and pass by the rocky outcropping, continue traveling along the Tribord Trail, and no other surprising encounters occur until you get back to Phandalin a day and a half or so later. Once you make it all the way back to Phandalin and find yourself back in the quote-unquote safety of the town, you're going to notice that the folks here are very much on edge. You're going to see most people have their hackles raised. There's a lot of chatter inside of the town itself. As you guys first get in, you notice people kind of eyeing you, and you can overhear some of them talking. Those that kind of recognize you perhaps from before are going to pretty much explain to you guys at a high level that the dragon certainly did come to Phandalin and seemed to destroy some of the southern part of the town before it was scared away, is the term they use, from some folks firing arrows at it. But it seems as though many of the people are on edge and they don't think this is going to work. The strategy is going to work much longer. And as you guys try to gather perhaps some information here, they're going to point you to Toblin at the Stonehill Inn to get all of the details.
Adam, I have a question.
Sure.
Does Phandalin have any form of library?
No.
No. Okay.
Occasionally, you might find people that have odds and end books. The inn probably has a couple of books that people could read, but nothing that you would call a library.
Okay. I guess where scholars would hang out.
You don't know that there's much in the way of scholars in Phandalin, but again, probably any chance of that would be at the inn, if you could find maybe a traveling scholar. Other than that, your locals are going to be your most informed people about local issues.
Sounds good.
Aramir, so you like to read books or something? You seem distracted.
No, I like to study. I like to study of my enemy.
Oh, study. That's good.
I love to study.
Well,
Reggie's good at study.
Well, I hope that Reggie and we might form a good bond. Truthfully, I like to learn about my enemy. It's a long game.
Sounds good. We had a friend one time, his name was Talhoun. He had really long sentences.
Well, I apologize.
I'm only kidding, Aramir. Look, we are happy to have you. You have a very deft shot with your bow there, and obviously we wouldn't have made it out of those damn woods without your help, so thank you.
Extremely convenient timing and skill
Really?
set.
Incredible.
Almost as if it was planned.
Yeah, like you thought about it before you joined us. It was nice. But in all seriousness, Finn's gonna keep calling you F and G until someone else dies. So get used to it, because I finally don't
You're in
have
the rotation.
It's
not mine anymore.
It's my turn. I get it. I understand.
Kotu likes his food raw. We send Kat to go sneak around places, and Bryn, she's gotta have breakfast. If she doesn't have breakfast, stay outside of greatsword range.
I understand. It looks like that greatsword of hers has sentimental value.
Oh, yeah, it's really good. I made it for Talhoun, but now she wields it with great power.
You can make weapons?
Well, technically, I make it better. I noticed your bow tension strength could be a little tighter for your arm, although I try to reach up and grab it, but I can't. So I think it could be a little tighter, but I have to study it a bit more.
If you don't mind. And I take it off and hand it to Finn, if you don't mind.
Okay.
We plan to take a look around Stonehill Inn. Maybe get a long rest, because that is valuable now.
Oh, have you met Toblin? He's great. He's going to help welcome us in. He's a good friend of ours. Come on, guys, let's go. What do you think?
Before we go
I could use a drink.
Can we go to the Townmaster's Hall, though? Can we check on Tybor? I won't be able to eat peacefully. I want to ask if he's okay.
Okay, I'm hungry now, but that's okay.
I mean, you can go ahead.
No.
Go by myself.
We're a team. I get it.
We'll go with you, Reggie. It's a fair question to ask.
All right, so as we're edging close to the end of our session time here, guys, I'm going to do a quick summary, and then that way we can plan for next session. So you will find that Tybor is indeed back here in Phandalin. As you guys head to the Townmaster's Hall, the Townmaster himself, Harbin, will tell you that his brother did indeed make it back to town. They are very distraught, and again, you get this general sentiment of people are very concerned with what is going on here, and eventually, as you make your way back to the Stonehill Inn, speak with Toblin, you hear that there is this talk around Phandalin that Phandalin itself may have to be abandoned. There's a lot of discussion that perhaps this dragon and all of these orcs are working together and are going to make Phandalin their next target. Eventually, within before too long, you guys will realize that Falcon has also made his way to Phandalin, and he will fill you in on some very terrifying events that occurred at his home. He says he was prepared for orcs and ready to go with all of his traps, but what actually arrived at the Falcon's Lodge was a ginormous boar that was emitting this lightning and thunder all around its body and simply broke right through the wall of the lodge. They did everything they could. He got everybody out safely, his servants, himself, everybody lived, but they were blown away by what actually came. The number of orcs that were led by this, apparently this giant boar that totally broke through the wall. They're all trying to come up with this plan, and the plan that seems to be most prevalent right now, which you know visually you can imagine, you guys are all sitting here hearing this plan when all of these people sort of look towards you expectantly, which is there is a location nearby Phandalin known as Axholm, and it used to be a fortress of the dwarves. There's some very sketchy history that goes along with it, but they're thinking that if a brave group of adventurers made their way into Axholm and cleared it out, defeating whatever might have been making its home there currently, making sure that it's safe, well, that would certainly be more of a fortified structure for the people of Phandalin, wouldn't it? So with that in mind, hanging over your head as a big pointing arrow, is that something the group seems like they would want to take on next?
Yeah, so I'm just thinking long rest. That's all I'm thinking right now. But yeah.
You mean
Yes,
you're thinking level up?
They're certainly not going to kick you out right now. You got to definitely get your long rest, of course. But once that is complete, so I guess, does anybody strongly feel against heading to this Axholm area to try to make it a safe retreat for the citizens of Phandalin?
I mean, right away, gutturally, Finnegan wants to help these people because he's just a good guy.
We'll follow your plot hook, Adam.
And I like caves and stuff. That's fine.
All right. See, I like to drop these right at the end because if you guys say, no, we want to do something else, it means I don't have to prep it, right? So, all right. Excellent. So, yeah. So, it sounds like the plan then is to long rest here. Everybody will level up to 4. So, feel free to make those adjustments. If anybody has questions about their level up to 4, let me know. And then the plan will be, after you guys maybe talk to some of these NPCs, get a few more of the details, the plan for next session will be to head to this Axholm location and try to make this ancient dwarven fortress safety a secure place for the people of Phandalin should they need somewhere to retreat to.
If they need to go to Helm's Deep, we'll make it happen.
I know, it's sort of like that, isn't it? Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm getting Helm's Deep vibes.
All right, I guess we're going to wait and see some huge trolls and stuff.
We'll make sure to guard the sewer, right? So we'll level up before you do a long rest. That's always good, best.
Yes,
right?
Yep. So you guys go ahead and level up now, and then before next week, I'll make sure to apply the long rest button so everything will get topped off. Remember your hero points; those should automatically get updated as well. But if they don't, make sure to set those properly. And yeah, we will pick up next week as the group plans to head to Axholm. So good session, everybody. Hope everybody enjoyed it, and everybody have a great week. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah,
Great
great
job,
session,
guys.
everybody.
Good session, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Have a great week.
Later, folks.
Good night, guys.